All right, so you guys continued leaving the mountain of Rippletop, finally completing your challenges there with the war, kind of defending against the first attack from fire as a kind of a subject matter. Working with the Kirin, who is the king of the mountain, uh, saving a bunch of lives, becoming the champion, etc., etc. Moving on to Aurora's Rest in the northernmost settled portion of Aeon. You traveled forward in a essentially northward direction, hoping to find some sort of means of travel, being a airship specifically, and coming across a set of ruins in like a kind of a ruined land with little elemental spirits running around, entertaining you guys, playing hide and seek with Leo, which for context, since he'll be doing less, Sean, Leo is essentially a Pokemon trainer class that we made. So he's very interested in. Oh yeah, that's right. You were there for that.
Yep.
Yep. So
beginning.
it's true. Yeah, I have to like juggle who came in when. And you guys continued forward in these ruins covered in green moss and grass, and you eventually started noticing there were some shapes and heads in the ruins themselves, and at one point you noticed them tracking your movements, paying attention to you. Yaslin the Barbarian did what a good barbarian does, and pushed the big red button by kicking a statue in the head, which prompted a combat. And while these, and it triggered several different types of constructs who began to attack you. Not very functional. Most of them are damaged already. Some of them is extremely heavily damaged. But they did pose an additional threat, that when some of them slam into the ground, it creates a pit hole that begins to drop and try to drag things into it. The pit hole was revealed to be a collection of vines that were holding up a facade of a surface above. And as you hit, the sections began to pull away and increase the size of the hole. Several of you are trying not to fall into that hole at the moment. And this is where we begin combat. Margot, do we end on you?
No, I didn't go.
Okay, cool.
Which doesn't really matter much because I can't cast spells since I'm in a water bubble.
Yeah, the watery sphere cast on you by your friendly druid is in place, which is the main reason you haven't started falling yet at the moment.
And I was thinking subtle spell would help, but I don't have subtle spell.
Silent spell?
I have quicken, twinned, transmute, and careful. Let's just try to break this grapple. Am I still grappled by the being, or is it just the water?
I believe you successfully broke the grapple last time. You were just restrained by the water bubble with your robotic counterparts in there with you as well.
Can I try to swim to the edge and poke my head out? Is that something I can do in your water bubble, Seamus?
Let's
Not my
see
bubble.
here. I think.
No?
Let me see here. If you open up your spell book,
Or Dolphin.
you can click on the spell, and it opens up a little thing, and then there's at the very bottom there's a button that says info. If you click on that, it'll dump the details of the spell into the chat.
Oh.
Kind of fun, right?
Click. Info. There you
Oh
go.
my.
God.
There's 6 paragraphs for you to read. Have fun.
Oh, sorry. Mm. So if I succeed, am I ejected? Are we rolling for which way I'm ejected? Up, down, out, sideways? If I'm
So you
ejected
already
down.
You already failed the save once. On a failed save. Okay, at the end of each of its turns, a restrained creature can repeat the saving throw.
It doesn't say I'm ejected to a safe place, though. It just says ejected.
It's ejected out 5 feet.
I say it says at the top, ejected to nearest unoccupied space of the creature's choice outside the sphere.
Of the creature's choice. Good.
If
okay,
it
that's what I need.
saves.
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering. If you do the first
Let's see if I can save with my -1 strength.
Yep, go ahead and try it.
10. No, that does not save. Alright, that's it then.
Just kind of like continuing to float and hold your breath and whatnot. Margot, did we do the electricity at the end of your turn? I think we did last time.
We did, and I succeeded the con saves the last.
Yep.
I think it's
So
the con save. Roll
go
again.
ahead. You're still in there, so you are still underwater in close proximity with an electrified vine robot. Give me a con save.
Ooh, that's not
Ooh,
good.
that was almost
Not
good.
good.
That was almost fantastic. Yeah, you're gonna take some damage.
Mhm.
It's not a lot.
I'm unharmed, so.
Ooh, that would be 10 points of lightning damage, as the water kind of gets into a new space and kind of shocks out to the entirety around. Go ahead and give me take damage. You're probably still only taking out of temp HP, and give me a con save for your golem.
Oh yeah. That was on my. Oh, it was only 10 damage, right?
Yep,
So I
10
have 3
damage.
temporary HP left. I messed that up. Okay,
Mhm.
there we go. I have advantage on this, so let's see. God damn it! Not
Ooh,
great.
you still succeed because all you needed was a 10.
Barely.
Mm-hmm. Yep. All right. Next up is your clay golem, who is prone.
Mm-hmm. He's gonna stand up and punch this
Okay.
guy.
Gotcha.
So let's. Where's my attacks? Let's slam him. Oh, it would have been with advantage because. Oh no, that's not an ally.
Nope.
Oh, 18 still.
18 still hits. Go ahead and deal your damage.
12 bludgeoning.
12 points of bludgeoning. Okay. That one.
Is Jaslyn
Let's
flanking
see.
it?
Am I flanking him? I mean,
Yeah, you are. I mean, it's dead either way. So even if you crit, it would just be more dead. All right, so it's a big guy. So go ahead and how do you want to do this with your clay golem versus my broken robot?
I think it kind of doesn't even stand up. It kind of reforms up into a clay golem and punches, but its clay goes into it and kind of fuses and solidifies on all of its circuits. Well, vines,
Nice.
which are circuits.
And then just like rips its fist back out with vines and crap like all entangled in it and just crushes down to the ground. Okay, so that boy be dead. All right, Yaslin, you are up. My music's off.
Okey-dokey. Yeah, I think Yaslin, like, seeing that there's only one left where she is just gonna try to take it out.
Mm-hmm.
Let's reckless attack. Let's go. We're gonna-
Ooh, definitely misses there. Good move on the reckless.
Yeah,
Otherwise, that would have
I
been
heard that.
so much.
I
That would have
heard
been
that
so much
and
fun.
I was like, oh no! She goes to headbutt and tumbles past him.
You've got the horns of siege monster on, basically. So, you getting a natural 1 at this moment, you would have slipped, hit the ground, and began to plummet as you made your own hole immediately.
Wouldn't that have been delightful? Let's go for my second attack and hope it's better.
I like that way less. That's not even fun. All right, go ahead. Yeah, 23 absolutely hits.
And plus 2 for my rage.
Oh, dang it. What did your golem hit me with? It hit me with an 18?
Yes.
Ah, crap. I totally could have blocked that, and I forgot, because my guys have reactions. Oops. Oh, well. Okay, so a headbutt into this guy. Just a big chunk of his armor just breaks down. The vines kind of falling off and like sparking as they are damaged heavily. Okay.
And,
Oh, so this guy... That's right. This guy is grappling you, Yaslin.
He's grabbing me? Oh, he is? Wait. What? No, I didn't realize.
Yep, that's the purple
Well,
hand.
That's what that purple hand is. I thought it was just giving me a high five.
Not quite.
Okay, cool. Good to know.
It's like bear hugging you, and you just like just crush
I'd
so much of it.
known that. Unlike her player, could I have done a shove with that instead?
Since it had the status effect, and we use that one pretty frequently, I'm not gonna give it to you this time.
Don't worry, guys. I will probably be okay.
All right.
We hope.
Mm-hmm. Okay, my broken defender guy. All he can really do is try to grab Yaslin, or try to grab Margot again. And so this is his grapple attack.
Oh. Well, Margot.
I'm looking at all of these things. I can't use any of them because I can't use verbal components. All of the options to counteract this.
Brum, 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 brum.
Yeah,
Okay,
shield,
so
yeah.
Margot, you are once again grabbed,
It's not great.
and that's his action. He's going to attempt to burst out of the sphere, which is a what was it? A strength save?
Strength save.
But he's attempting to break out with you in it, or like
Downward.
yeah, because
Down
you're
the hole.
grappled.
Oh, thank God.
Oh,
Plus
he
4.
casts silver.
Holy shit.
He casts silvery barbs on himself. I want advantage on this.
No verbal components in the water bubble.
Okay, so he grabs you and he like tries to like pull you down, and no dice. Seamus is up.
I am going to.
Sorry, I am going to mention something right now. He actually has magical resistance, which gives him advantage against saving throws. You guys found that out last time. So I do get advantage. I willed it into existence.
Oh,
Wait. Does restore balance take verbal components? Let's do this.
I don't think it's a spell. I think it's just a function of your subclass, which doesn't require verbal.
Yeah, it's when I see a creature within 60 feet that has advantage or disadvantage, I can cancel it. That's my last restore balance. Let's go.
Okay.
Ooh.
All right. So delete the last like 45 seconds. Seamus, it's your turn. Well played. Kiki, go ahead and grab advantage. Inspiration for that. For ruining my day.
Just
Good.
out of curiosity too, Dolphin, your crab, was that the thing that give us advantage on strength stuff?
Yep.
Yes.
And she is just out of range.
Okay. Okay.
I am. How do I get like somebody's free action? Because I'm gonna run over and try to grab Margot with my turn. I have 35 feet of movement. I can get there. I also can use my bonus action to dash to like run past somebody. Dro, hopefully, that would have some rope because I don't have any rope. And I can grab her and like just hold on to the ground because I'm Seamus. But yeah.
Oh, that's interesting. Sure, I see the intent, so let's walk through this. First of all, you do not get disadvantage, or you do not suffer the penalties of difficult terrain because of the type of difficult terrain that this is, and you have permanent spider climb. You will have to attempt your own strength or contested athletics check against his grapple to break her free. But first, in order to do that, you have to try to burst into the water bubble, I think, because it can take... Oh, hi, bud. Oh, nope. The sphere can restrain as many as 4 medium or smaller creatures or 1 large creature. Okay, so you don't... we're not at capacity right now. So
Do I have to go, like, can I reach into the bubble from, like, the side where she's at so I don't have to get into the bubble myself? Because I certainly wouldn't want to impose that upon myself if I don't need to. Although, I don't need to breathe either, so it wouldn't be a problem, but spells, so maybe.
This spell does have a lot of text on it, so...
Could I free action grab a rope from Dro as I run by and like use my action to just reach into the bubble and tie it on her? I could do a strength check to see if I get pulled into the bubble, maybe. And if not, then at least I have her like tied to a rope.
Yes. So the only detail, it doesn't specify if like anything touches the sphere. They also have to make a strength saving throw. So that particular scenario is not detailed. So, but the beginning, like when you initially cast it, it says any creature within the sphere's space must make a strength saving throw. So yes, you will need to make a strength save to penetrate into the bubble. I'm going to say yes, you can grab a bit of rope from Dro, but give me a sleight of hand check, which you're fantastic at, to see if you can like on the fly thief from your friend.
Well, if I say I'd give it to him.
Right, and this is like a mostly willing. It's mostly
More
just
like
for
catching on and everything.
Yeah.
7?
Your sleight of hand check is only a +2.
Yeah.
You're the thief.
How do I have a higher sleight of hand than you?
I don't have to like sleight of hand things. I just wait until they're not there because I can go invisible or like other methods. Other methods other than pickpocketing.
Okay. It wasn't like a 1 or a 2, and it was willing, so sure. Yep. It wasn't a total fail. So yep, you like grab, like reach back into your pack, grab where the rope is, toss it over to Seamus. He runs by. Give me the strength save against Dolphin's watery sphere DC. There was a lot of like mechanics to walk through on that. Oh boy. Okay.
I have inspiration.
Feel free.
Let me just double check to see if I have an advantage on these because I've been No, I guess I've already thrown 2 dice. Yeah, that sucked.
Okay. Bunch of low rolls against the sphere tonight. So far, the sphere is definitely the MVP. And Seamus is now sucked in and also restrained. But you are not grappled. All right.
And he doesn't have to breathe.
No, he's fine. And he does have
Did I get-
several casts.
Did I get the rope on?
Yeah, like no problem. You get like pulled into the. You're like, well, crap. At least like you can like tie the rope to her under like while you're in the water. I'll call that as a free action, and you could have like left it. Did you leave a trail of rope, or did you just bring the whole thing with you?
I guess I was planning to tie it to something, but hadn't gotten to that point yet. And so I would just have rope tied to her.
I like it.
Hold up. Once again, going back to the details of the spell. A creature in the sphere space has to make a saving throw. I'm gonna say that an object can exit the sphere without having to make a save. So, there we go. Okay, that was a lot. Oh, nope, my last guy's dead. Okay, so that's the bottom of the round, which triggers the ground.
Oh gosh, I forgot about that.
The ground expands a little bit. Let me see here.
So delightful.
Okay, there's that, and there's that. Okay, Leo,
Hey.
Yaslin, and Clay Golem, I need you guys to make dexterity saving throws.
Hey.
Hey, he has a -1 to that.
What's that?
He said he has a -1.
Oh, that's
His
not
dex is
great.
my strength. Oh god, that's not good either. Goodbye, Clay
Margot,
Golem.
that's the Clay Golem. Okay, Clay Golem's fell down again. He's back on the ground. Let's see, Yaslin, and your buddies, your dance partner's purposefully gonna fail.
My dance partner's not helping me. This is why I rolled low.
Absolutely. So you are both prone once again, and yep, that'll be that. And everybody who's in the sphere, the space that has opened up is now approximately. Did I mention how large the orifice of this space was last time?
I think
I'm
that's
not
that black
remembering.
circle.
No, that's
Because the blue
no,
is
the
water.
Here.
Right,
I
the
thought it
blue
was
is the
just
water,
blue.
the black is like the outer area, but the actual opening down into the pit. I don't remember if I specified how big that part was.
I don't
Mm-mm.
remember. All I remember is I was over it and like was able to see that.
Straddled across it,
I
right?
straddled across it and I
That's
said no, thank
right.
you.
That's right. So based on that, I'm just going to go for round numbers here. Because the depression of the sphere continue, or this, it's kind of like a cone as it gets down, and there's got the opening that goes deep into the pit. It is a little bit larger than 5 feet across now, and the watery sphere begins to descend. The surface tension kind of like plinks on it, and it's not dropping fast because the watery sphere essentially has feather fall, but it is starting to fall also. So all in all, Roboguy, Margot, Seamus, you guys are all about 5, 10, let's say 10 feet below surface level, but you guys are not into the pit yet. Leo also failed. Okay, so now we're back at the top. Dro.
Seeing the attempt made,
come in here with us?
No.
Look, I can hold one more while we're at it. Like,
One more.
No.
Just everybody ride the elevator down together. Why not?
Yeah, right?
Where did it just go? So I can make my movement. I'm gonna wrap around, but for matters, it's probably gonna throw me across. Right, what? Actually, I'll just do this. So, you know what? No, I'm gonna use Step of the Wind, use my bonus action, so I have this movement. Because I know this is gonna be bad.
What are you doing, Dro?
Oh, not bad for me. Now seeing two of them in there, I'm going to cast water breathing in there
Thank you.
Oh,
on Seamus and Margot. And all you
Okay.
see is Dro just shaking his head, staring at you guys.
okay. So, and house rules, water breathing allows you to water cast underwater. Okay.
Woot.
All right. So, gosh, I'm so upset that I lost all my statuses. But you guys have water breathing. I don't have a bubble for you anymore. Okay, Drew, anything else for you?
Yeah, I use the last 55 feet that I have to just get away from the hole for a little bit and see what's happening.
Okay.
Oh,
At this point, Dyer is going to try and sate his curiosity by going over and like looking down the hole.
Of course he is.
Oh my god! Dyer!
Don't be dumb.
Dyer, don't fall down the hole. We're not gonna
Well.
come save you.
Well, this is incredibly fascinating. I can't imagine what my. I wonder what's down there. And just like, so kind of looks back. He's like, okay. But he is going to take a peek. He's basically just going to do a perception check and then back off.
I was gonna say he better at least move.
Oh, this
He's
motherfucker.
just gonna stand there and continue to look.
All right. He's like, Mostly dark. Saw a couple of shiny things down there. Don't know what they are. Okay. My broken golem's
Oh
turn.
my gosh. Here we go.
Here we go. Yaslin, you are currently grappled, which means he can move you at half speed. And because he's going towards the center of the pit, he's not getting a disadvantage, or he's not getting difficult terrain because he's falling in the direction he wants to.
Oh boy.
And he rears back. So this is like when the group expand, or when the hole kind of expanded, and like the blocks underneath your feet go and start to pull away into this hole. He falls backwards with you, and you both begin to plummet.
I'm so
So 5, 10, and 15. You guys are essentially in the same space, but since I don't like overlapping components,
Does he get to
Yaslin
roll for
and
that at all?
obviously he's dragging me down. Could I
Mhm.
like use my reaction to at least like grab onto the whatever ledge is left?
unfortunately, no. Like grapple rules, you can move at half speed for somebody you are grappling, and they don't get a resist. That applies both ways. So like if you guys were dragging one of my guys, like so since he's doing his thing, he's just pulling you straight in,
Oh boy,
and
guys.
and the rest of you see Yaslin and the Robo disappear into the hole.
Oh, I'm gonna just fucking kill you. This stupid. All of these monsters are about to die.
Did I see her completely fall into the hole? Because I already cast Featherfall before I needed to once. I don't want to cast it twice.
She is going down this time. So
Like, see her
this would
drop
be
her a little bit just to make sure it's a full free fall. Even
Seamus, give me a quick perception check. Oh, that was
It's
almost
pretty hard to
one.
miss. Seamus,
Seamus was almost like, who's Yaslin?
huh?
Seamus, in this intense moment, you see this again. You see her start to plummet, and you do successfully cast Featherfall. You are both falling slowly. I must say, how far is it? It's what's the distance you drop per second?
like a feather.
How does that work? If Featherfall is casted on one person, but someone's holding on to the person with Featherfall and they're both falling.
I'd have to cast it on both of them to make sure that they both fell at
Okay.
like a consistent rate. I can cast it on up to 6 people.
So when they're falling, Yasla's just punching the shit out of them.
I'll just cast it on everybody around us here, including the golem.
I
Anybody
mean, you
that's in
guys
the
are technically floating too, so in case that
Sure.
bubble pops, it might be a good idea.
yeah.
Okay, so 60 feet per round, so that's approximately 10 feet per second. And the way that how do I do that? I'll say you guys like falling into the rubble and like rolling down. That's going to take about half of his movement, or that's going to take about half of the 6 seconds for his turn. So you drop gently about 30 feet.
Okay.
That's out of my
Anybody feel free to correct my math there, but I think that makes sense.
No, I like that. It's perfect. Don't add any more.
Yep.
I can climb out of this hole. I can't climb out of any other holes.
Yaslin, give me a perception check as you drop.
Oh yeah, I'd love to.
A 19. Okay, so I'm going to share some of this with some of you. So between Seamus and Yaslin, you both get a good perception, but because Seamus is staring into the pit where Yaslin and the Robo are like blocking it, he sees a little bit less. But Yaslin, as you drop, you immediately see some unoccupied vines, ones that aren't like puppeteering like constructs and going straight through the ground, or grabbed with blocks. You see vines immediately coming towards you.
Oh,
Seamus,
shit.
Seamus, you see that bit too. As soon as she like breaks the surface level, some start to pull up towards her. Yaslin, because you also got a really high roll, but you have better viewpoints. As you're like looking around and like glancing at things, you see maybe 60 or 70 feet below you. And you kind of like gaze all around, but you see other figures, not constructs, but like people being kind of like slowly dragged through the air by these vines in kind of an easterly direction. One of the people
Like this.
one of the people has a battle axe with a red eye gem in the center and yellow skin. They are a dragonborn. And they are unconscious, being dragged.
I'm from confused. What is this? Oh, Yaslin has a lot to think about while she's kind of slow falling.
Yep. Okay.
Okay.
Doffin's turn.
Yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead, and since they're about 10 feet in the hole, I'm gonna use the 30 feet of movement speed for the watery sphere, shoot it in a straight line over here. I don't know if you want to subtract the 10 feet from my 30 feet, or if you are okay with using the whole 30 feet. But
We'll just move. We'll just move to 25 just for easy math.
Alrighty.
But yep, everybody in the sphere goes with the sphere.
Very well. Using my free action, now that everyone is away from the giant hole, I will go ahead and end concentration on the spell, releasing everyone from the watery sphere.
Deleted. So
then I'm
every-
going to-
Whoa,
Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, you're good. There's kind of like an unceremonious splash thud as the three of them are ejected, and the robot and Margot are like still like tangled up in each other as the grapple continues.
Gonna go 5. Ooh, oh god. Why do I have both?
You probably have the dragon crab selected, and you're trying to move him.
I didn't think I did, but maybe I did.
You can, with the person icon and like the little box, drag and drop in an empty space, and it'll deselect whatever you have.
Okay, I think that worked. It did. Cool.
Wunderbar.
Alright, as I pass by Dyer, I'm going to say, please, do not do anything stupid. Do not jump into the hole in search of some form of story to tell, or other crazy things you are trying to do. Just try and help somebody, or wait until after the battle is done to start getting fascinated in holes.
What are you typing for? You can't possibly tell me that you don't find this fascinating also.
I find
Besides,
it
the only danger is way over there. How can I help them? You were doing the bubble thing.
This is the whole point of you being here. You are able to cast support spells like me. I expect you to be supporting people. That is the whole point.
Argument mid-battle, you're
Longest
supposed to
6-second
be
conversation of our lives. She's
I can't-
falling!
I cast Beacon of Hope. I don't have anything that can help with falling.
Dolphin's gonna go ahead and finish off his 30
Yeah, be
feet of
careful. Be
movement,
careful
ending
where you
over here.
stop, because that's only 20.
Oh,
And nobody's even hurt.
I don't want
Looks
to
at him.
hit from you.
25, 30. There we go. We'll stop right there, and if need be, mighty evil.
Mm-hmm. So, Sean, for context, Dire Gaines is a lizard man acting bard. Not a musical bard, but an actor. And is very interested in stories.
Very cool.
Bummers.
As Dauphin kind of gets away, Dire's gonna use the remainder of that conversation to look at Kenji and be like, "You get me, right?" Kenji's gonna kind of like just, "Ow." Just like awkwardly growl at him. All right. Anything else for your turn, Dauphin?
I'm good to go for now. I'll keep an eye. Actually, hold on. Final thing is I'm going to go ahead and just point to a spot and move the dragon totem. Oh, there we go. Out of falling.
Okay.
With my bonus action, and then that'll be all.
Sounds good. Okay, Leo is going to use 5, 10, 15. Oh, nope, he doesn't have much movement because he has to stand up. I see, and because of things collapsing down, he does have a pretty good line of sight. He's just going to step over here and pull out his crossbow and shoot at the golem that's on the ground. But this is at disadvantage because he's a prone target and this is ranged. That'll still work. So a bit more damage goes to the golem. And Margot, you see it as like it kind of cracks off like a little bit more of his shell. Margot, it is your turn. Oh, not that you get a turn. Because you got
I'm
a
so
floofers in
grappled.
your lap.
He's grabbed by the dog.
That might be a restrained status instead.
I think so.
No. Feels bad.
Okay,
feels
so I can't see Yaslin anymore, can I?
No, she gone.
I'm gone. Don't worry about
Okay.
it. I'll be fine. It's
Uh,
fine down here.
Also, this is not what we were planning as a group, but I think Lily is the most likely candidate to start playing Dire for the rest of the game. Not Kiki.
How did it turn out
I'm
this
excited
way?
for Lily Bard. Lily Bard.
I've never played a bard in my life, guys.
It'll be a great experience. Okay.
You know,
Well, I have
Bard, Barbarian, they're very similar classes.
Barbarians are fun.
I'm a barbarian now, guys.
Um,
I'm like the poetic.
do I have to use my action to break this grapple?
Yes, you do. It is a contested
Really?
strength.
Good.
It is a contested athletics check.
I have a negative on that, so trying to
You
find
do have,
something I can do.
You have bonus rope attached to you right now, so there's that in your favor.
I am tied to a rope, tied to Seamus, right?
Mhm.
No, not tied to me, just tied to a rope.
You have the other end of the rope?
I'm
But
holding
if
the
you
other
just
end
drop
of
the rope. You're holding onto the
Mhm.
rope. That's all I needed to know to do something stupid.
Please do.
No. You don't get to do dumb things.
Yes, you do.
I'm
Please proceed.
guessing.
Says the barbarian
guy
who kicked the
won't-
statue.
Okay, go ahead, do something
Yeah.
dumb. I'll probably do equally dumb things. Fine.
I'm guessing this guy won't resist if I try to push us into the hole.
Oh gosh.
He's going.
Will
He's
that
trying
take
to
my
make that happen.
action?
If you're trying to go with him, sure, because you're not fighting each other. I'll give you full movement, even though you're grappled.
Okay. So that's what? 30. Can I get to
The opening in the pit? Yeah.
Okay. Why can't I move?
But
no,
I
it's-
guess,
Unfortunately, small detail that may or may not change your mind. You are not currently featherfalled because you already touched the ground, and that's when the spell ends on an individual.
That's why I asked if Seamus had the other end of that rope.
You're
Works for me.
trusting Seamus to hold it.
So now how far away is Yaslin from me?
If you're at the mouth of the hole, she is 30 feet down.
Shit, that's still... How far is she from the side of a wall? Any wall? Some kind of dirt.
That's essentially it. So the cone currently is 10 feet down. You rolled down the 10 feet cone, and she is 10 feet below that. Give me a quick perception check at disadvantage because you are rolling and like tangled up in a robot while trying to look into a pitch black pit, but you have your true sight on. Okay.
It's a 14 with disadvantage, so...
14 disadvantage. Yeah, it's the DC was a little bit lower because you have your true sight. So you see Yaslin and like the magical auras that she has, and like on her person and all that. You see her very clearly down below. She is 30 feet down. You also see this kind of I mentioned it before, this evocation based energy. It's coming off of these vines. You see pillars that are holding up the ground beneath you. You see like just like kind of a string of spaghetti noodles that are like collecting everything up top and like pulling them down and like kind of rearranging and all that jazz. She
How close
is
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, to like one of those pillars or like part of the structure underneath you. I'm gonna roll for it. No, I'm just gonna say she's about 20 feet away from one of the structures, which one of the pillars, which would have been directly underneath one of the ruins, like these guys over here.
Mm.
Or I'll say this one
So
is the closer one.
She's more than 15 feet away from me, and she's
Mhm.
more than 5 feet away from any kind of ground surface.
Yes.
Which
That is
bodes well for my feather fall.
It doesn't bode well for what I wanted to do to get you.
Fine.
So I wanted to earth and grasp, but it looks like it's only 5 feet. What is the range of that?
Go ahead and drop the details of the spell into the chat.
Come on. I know you said how to do that before, and I
Yeah, so
Definitely
open up your
pay attention.
spell book, you click on the detail, and then below it has
info. There it is. Okay.
an info dump. Okay. This is cool, so I want to reward you. So she's technically falling through the air. However, as I've mentioned several times, there are chunks of ground and rock and stuff that these vines are supporting that have made this false ceiling. Sure, why not? One of those chunks that's close enough to Yaslin is large enough that you can cast this spell from. So it'd be like a vine with a big old chunk that turns into a hand and reaches for Yaslin, who is being hugged by a robot who is also attached to a vine.
I'm gonna say this is going to hurt. Don't resist it.
Help me! What?
Hey, it keeps your rage up.
It does.
Technically,
The way to force
Okay.
the barbarian to stay raging.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. So I did that.
Yeah. So go ahead and just deal your just roll your 2d6.
Where is my spell book again? I lost it. There it is.
Yeah, you can just
Come
like
on.
roll your 2d6 in chat, just because we know like the rest of
Why
it.
did I roll 4d6? Hold on.
I don't
She
know.
tried to kill me!
Oh, it
It's
rolled resistant.
yeah. Okay. Cool. So, yep, this one of the chunks kind of like Yaslin is here, 30 feet down. There's a chunk that's like a little bit higher, opens up and grabs her with a hand. And so now she is essentially caught between, she's being double grappled, one by the hand, one by the robot, both of which are attached to vines.
I don't
Thankfully,
like
this is
I
strained. I don't know if that makes a difference.
We'll see. But Yaslin, go ahead and take. Well, she maxed out her damage on the first roll, so take 6 points of bludgeoning damage as this hand goes out.
I
And...
rolled 4 die for some reason, though.
I know. I looked it up, or I'm looking at it, and it's a 6-6-2-2. So,
okay.
and she's raging, so she's only going to take half. So she takes 6 bludgeoning.
Okay. Quicken spell. Guys,
Okay.
Alright, so I'm only taking 6.
Only 6 because you are not restrained; you are
Ooh.
only grappled.
Okay, nice.
Quicken spell, wither and bloom. It does double damage on vines, like plant life. I think. I'm pretty sure.
Ooh. Okay. Essentially, you're targeting.
I'm
Okay.
targeting the bad guy, but Yasmin gets to roll a hit dice to heal. Plus,
Cool.
That's so amazing. Let me actually check because I haven't
And
never done this
Yaslin
before.
getting hit dice is super nice.
mhm.
Oh yeah, because
Yeah, because I
yeah.
doubled the amount of hit dice restored.
or the
You got
HP
your
restored
6
by hit
damage
dice.
back
Yeah.
she gave you.
She's like, I'm sorry,
It's
I heard you
because-
here. Let me heal you.
Oh, it's only non-magical damage, non-magical vegetation that withers and dies. But it's still healing Yaslin and hurting this guy. And I want to
Mhm.
save my 4th level slot, so I'm gonna cast it at 2nd level.
Okay. So, remind me what the save is.
It should just
Constitution.
roll the save, Constitution.
Sure. So it's okay.
Ooh.
So the golem succeeds and only takes half damage. And give me a second. The one holding the stone that you turned into a grasping hand. Oh shit.
no.
That is a natural one. Somehow I feel bad for you that my bad guy got a natural one. In the second one, so holding the robots, that is an 8, so they both fail. So
I'm
the
sorry,
branch-
Yaslin.
the branch
Yeah, got it. I mean, well,
the
this way and that way.
the branch holding the robot definitely like recedes. It's not dead, because that would be a 6. Oh shit. But you see like some of the functionality of the robot or like of the construct cease because a lot of that vine does pull backwards and it does wither and die, and its top torso shuts down. It lets go of lets go of Yaslin, but you see it's like the bottom of its feet like still trying to get her. So because that's
That is
hilarious, Yaslin, give me a new contested strength check, an athletics check.
Okay.
Jesus.
These are very nimble legs, apparently, but I'm giving her a new save chance, basically.
These stupid legs should let go of me. Let me see real quick.
You're raging, so you have advantage on athletics checks.
Mm-hmm. Can I use my reaction?
Oh yeah.
Oh, I think I can only do that for a attack roll.
Okay.
Oh.
So, contested checks that are tied, the status quo stays the same. But I already stated that she is let go of. So Yaslin's grapple ends from the robot.
Thank you.
So, but the one holding the stone failed. Got a critical, got a natural 1 against Wither and Bloom. You just see the vine snap
Shit.
as it just turns into like powdered plant life, and Yaslin begins to fall with a rock.
Did not go as planned.
No, it didn't.
I can't get out of this unless you drop concentration.
Well, I
Featherfall-
would drop concentration immediately.
The moment she realizes that I'm a little.
As soon
Oh,
as she's
sure.
falling.
As soon
Yeah,
as I'm
she's
falling
falling. Okay, cool. So, just for that, she gets 10 feet deeper before Featherfall like kicks back in, and you release the spell. So not a lot.
Great.
You guys are coming up some like wild shit this game,
He
guys.
was everything.
I'm so stressed.
What if we throw a sink into the hole? What'll happen?
It's like, I don't know, that'd be kind of entertaining.
Does the robot?
I'm
You
just
guys-
gonna yell back to Seamus. Seamus, hold on!
Nope, the robot is still there.
Still
He's got
there.
animated legs, and like his torso is like bent back, like unceremoniously. So now Margot begins to fall because she's over the hole and also holding onto a friend.
Gosh.
Oh, Margot, your hand requires concentration, right?
Yeah, I said I was dropping concentration on it.
Okay.
As soon as
Yep,
Yasmin started to fall.
So as soon as you cast the hand, the golem
It's gone.
pops into clay. He is out of there. So he's done. Yaslin, it's your turn. You're
How far it down?
now
this
just
pit?
falling by yourself. You're at 40 feet.
I'm 40 feet. How high up is Margot falling in this pit?
She's 40 feet above you.
She's 40 feet above me.
Basically, like her time for falling. Basically, if Seamus is going to hold her by the rope, it's going to be like his. Well,
Kiss Obi and a robot.
yeah. So, Seamus, give me. Let's see. You feel Margot start to fall, and the rope is in your hands. You can use your reaction to do like an athletics check to hold her up if you want to.
I do want to.
Oh, that was so good.
Okay, I wasn't gonna give you disadvantage, but the DC was high, but it wasn't 20 high. So you were severely strained because of the weight of this robot and Margot, but your spider climb feet stick to the ground very sturdily. You are very much focused on the rope, but she's not falling. She's probably she's like 5 feet down, probably.
Okay,
Okay, so
So-
now it's Yaslin.
it's Yaslim's turn.
This is everything, guys.
So I am 10 feet more. After I started falling again.
Mm-hmm.
How far away? Looking around, are there like anything stone-wise, edges,
Like
rocks?
There are new vines coming up to meet you. Like I mentioned
Oh.
before, you're about 20 feet away from the nearest pillar, which would have been underneath that large stone structure because it needed extra support.
Yeah.
And you are mostly just falling.
So there's like nothing I can really grab onto at the moment.
You can
Throw your spear, tie a rope to it,
Not-
and throw it.
Yeah, you're and this isn't Willy Wonka's like bubble factory where you can like
Yeah,
You know,
that's
you-
why
this is
that's why
just-
'cause I was like, I
Mm.
need something to push off of to give
Mhm.
me some sort of momentum in a direction.
you don't have anything yet, but there's some friends coming to meet you, and Kiki's not wrong. You could like try to tie a rope to a javelin and like hold onto it and like try to create an anchor for yourself or something along those lines. Yaslin, give me a perception check. However,
I love these.
23. Okay.
Okay.
There we go. Yaslin, I'm sending you an image of what you see.
I don't like. And there's guys coming up to meet me.
Yep.
Ah,
Um,
fuck.
So you look down below, and there is a large, futuristic-looking high-tech city that is very dead. that has been overgrown with vines. You do see little bits and pieces, like little squares occasionally, like with like a little orange glow on them, occasionally like flying by, like zzz, just they're no bigger than like a box or so. And you do see plenty coming off of the vine, or off of the like these vine towers to come and reach you, and you see like them coming up from the ground manipulating stuff. And you see 23 is really great. You see a lot of like construct bodies down there that are like vine covered.
Do I see the unconscious body of that dragonborn?
You do, and as well as like others. I mean, he's a little further along, but you see a few plain-looking folk, like just commoners. You see several adventurers, including that guy that you saw earlier.
And they look alive.
With a 23, they look kind of beaten up, but they don't look beaten up bad, and they don't look beaten bad enough to be corpses. Probably.
Okay. Oh, fuck. Okay, so seeing that Margot's like way up there, seeing my probable inevitable fate, I'm gonna be like, you get yourself to safety, I'll figure my shit out, okay? We'll all get through this somehow, I fucking swear.
No!
Yeah! I guess I'm going to try to essentially tie a rope to my javelin and throw it into something. What? The thing is 20 feet away?
Yeah, let's say you've got one round before the vines will get you. That was kind of a lot to take in. So let's go ahead and like you spent your turn on perception. You can like grab the javelin, grab the rope, be ready for next time.
Okay, but next round I can row it and hope for the best.
Yeah, we'll see. Exactly.
Okay,
we'll see where we go after that.
That's great. That's what I'll do then. And I'll be like, Margot, I'll be fine. I promise.
And Margot looks at you unconvinced as the robot that she's falling with
Have to contest Seamus.
Has to contest Seamus, or let's see what the oh boy, this is not going to go well for me. There's a clever thing that it should do, but I'm going to roll intelligence and decide that it's not going to do the clever thing. So instead, it's with Margot, and he's just going to try to punch Margot in the head.
Ouch.
Yep. There was a better use of his turn, but he's not that smart. Nope, misses. You guys are kind of like kind of swings and it's not working. It's kind of like this weird dangling, and it's not being nice on Seamus' shoulders as you guys are squirming. So, Seamus, you are up, sir.
I am going to stare at this creature that's grappling onto Margot, and
to be clear, that Margot and the creature are 5 feet in the pit. You can probably see just like a little bit of them, but they're mostly out of your sideline.
Doesn't look like it matters for my purposes.
Sweet.
I'm going
I really
to.
hope that doesn't happen.
I'm going to subtle cast fear. Oh, wait a minute. No, I'm going to careful cast fear. I was going to subtle cast it, but yeah, I'm going to careful cast it so that I don't make Well, Margot's not holding on to anything.
Isn't she holding
Give me
on to the rope?
disadvantage. He tied me to the rope.
Oh, he tied you.
I
to the
tied
rope.
you to the rope, right?
It hurts a lot
Mhm.
right now as a monster robot's hanging on her.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
that
settle.
does.
I'm gonna subtle cast this, so you're gonna have to make a save to not be frightened by what happens. But I'm gonna subtle cast it, so I don't have to use any semantic components, and therefore make no, like, I won't have to mess with the rope that I am securely holding right now. Hopefully,
That's valid. It's a valid concern.
uh,
Okay.
That's not good.
Okay.
Did you roll for me?
Turn
Was it a wisdom saving throw?
He didn't have you
Really?
targeted.
That's fine. I can roll it.
Ooh. Okay. So
Ooh.
not where it's at, but something like that. I got him in the target zone.
him being a constructs are immune to fear. But so but the robot's not in control. The plant is. And the plant so let me you do a wisdom check for the plant. Which that's absolutely perfect. That's what it should have been. That's 10. The plant itself becomes afraid of Seamus. Well played, sir. Seamus, go ahead and snag inspiration for a couple of well done rounds in a row. Okay. So now at the bottom of the round, the beginning, essentially the lair action, or essentially like the last action is the size of
has-
the hole. Oh, go ahead.
It has to release what it's holding, by the way. Like, as part of the fear spell, it
Oh, that's
releases
right.
everything that it's holding.
It's not just a frightened condition. Margot is no longer grappled.
Definitely
It
letting
is
her load.
it is still set up on the vine. It just lets go and is like face to face with Margot now.
If the vine is afraid, it'll have to move away on its turn, though, until it's
On it.
out of. Right.
Yep, on its turn, which is not at the moment. So, Margot no longer grappled. Yaslin, those vines, there's probably like 4 of them, come up closer to you.
Oh.
The circle that all y'all fell down does not expand.
Doesn't it? Stopped expanding.
It stopped expanding. The one up by Leo and Kenji and Dauphin does expand a little further. So now you see the 2 of them start to like drop down similarly. And there's a hole in the northern one, there's a hole in the southern one, and there's starting to become a hole where they would overlap as well. But you guys are being quite wary of them. The threat is frankly minimal at this point. Okay. You're up.
From where I'm at, what can I see? I'm imagining I'm a little higher up, right?
You are. Give me a perception check, and because of your dark vision, and the height advantage, and if you're taking your entire turn to look, you could do it at advantage.
I'll do a straight roll.
Okay. 20. Okay. You see, from your vantage, it's down, it's opening up. Sorry, doing like mental math in my head. So I should specify something. The size of the overall outer circle is not growing, but the size of the inner circle is growing.
It's like a funnel.
It's like a funnel that's getting bigger and
Okay.
bigger on the bottom. But the size of that, you can see Margot hanging off and the robot being there. You do not see Yaslin anymore. You do see like all these like vines like moving around like an underground system.
I have rope.
Oh, how reassuring.
He's a monk. He can do cool shit. I don't know.
I can't fly.
You guys
Why
can
not?
push.
You can slow fall.
30 feet. I think it's a lot farther than 30 feet.
Yeah.
Maybe not jumping into this.
Maybe you can slow fall onto Yaslin
No, this
and
literally
ride her
plays
down like a
out.
surfboard.
Last turn,
What?
Dro sees the water. You move to safety. Oh, cool. All of a sudden, Margot, no, and then she's already fucking down there. Just like,
Dear.
I don't even know if this is gonna work. Seamus, which one did Seamus fear? This one?
Yep.
Mhm.
Okay.
If they were both in 30 feet, I would have gotten them both.
No, the other guy is 40 feet down.
This one's
Sounds good. Oh, yeah.
Wait, is it? Wait, is this one like within range of me still? Technically, would have that one have been?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Fuck it. It's probably not gonna work, but fuck it. Seeing Seamus fear it, Dro's gonna look over at the one that was at Margot and just tell him to flee and cast command. So that means if he fails, he has to flee this turn. Then he has to flee on Seamus's fear. I don't know if it's gonna work.
Okay. Let's see here.
There's a big if with this.
Okay, he is immune to charmed, which I think command is a charm. Unless that doesn't matter based on what the spell says.
I mean, in my eyes, it sounds like it'd be a charm because you're telling someone to do something.
Yeah, you can pop the info for the spell
Yeah.
so we can double check.
Why can't I?
According to D&D Beyond, it does not count as a charm spell, which means Fey Ancestry and the likes do not protect against it.
Okay. Yeah, nothing. Okay, so what's my save?
Like
Wisdom
ridiculously low.
save.
Yeah, 13.
That's another natural one for the vine, because the vine's in control, not the robot, so his
Second
wisdom
time
save
that
doesn't matter where
spell worked.
shit.
Both times it saved Margot. What the hell?
The vine shrieks in this like eerie like crackle of energy, sort of like chitter. Let's go with a robot, and it just drops in the vine. Yaslin, you see one of the vines just run away very quick. So, for all intents and purposes, that's a kill, and he's gone.
That's better than I thought. Question, because I thought I heard Dolphin say it. Maybe I just didn't. Is Dolphin, or is he something else?
Dolphin is dolphin.
Okay. Dro's just gonna look at you and look down towards the hole. Can you get them? And he is going to then move next to Seamus. Within reach of that rope. I don't know how helpful he'll be with his -1 strength, but
Okay.
that's all I can do.
Gotcha.
What happened to that dragonborn that was being drug along down there?
It's still being drug along. As
being
far as
drug
I
along.
could tell.
What happened to that plot hook that the DM's clearly trying to insert into the story?
What's happening?
What? I don't know what you're talking about. Okay.
Sorry, Sean, we'll get to you eventually.
I was kind of hoping that the earthen hand was gonna land on the vine and knock me loose or something.
Roll me a D100.
All right.
That wouldn't be good for you. You'd be free falling.
It depends on how close to the ground I am.
Free falling.
I thought you said you wouldn't make a very good bard. Here you are. You're bard.
An actor bard, though, not a musician bard.
Unfortunately, I can't give it to you on that one.
Okay.
At advantage, roll one more time, just because.
So roll another percentile.
Yep.
All right.
Can't be
Percentile
worse
at
than
advantage.
Quentin's
No,
D100.
we're not talking about it. Come on. So dumb.
So, Dyer is going to run 10. He's going to run over here. He's going to run up. Whoa, right behind Dop. Whoa, what did I just? Oh,
You paused.
so I did. Apparently, if you hold Alt, you can see all of the names on the board, which I did not know. Dyer's going to run over here and look down at Margot and give her Bark Inspiration. No, he's going to give it to Seamus, actually. He's going to say, "Put your back into it. Let's get that lassie back up here." I don't know why I did your that was like his bad version of your accent.
He's mocking you to inspire you.
Oh no!
It's like,
Mockery is the best form of flattery, they say.
He's not supposed to cast cutting words on allies.
okay. Next up, and he's going to make some comment under his breath that Doffin's back, like literally behind Doffin's back. Like, this is not the scenario in which I'm most helpful. You'll see someday. It's infuriating blue elf. And he's going to.
The hatred flow through you.
Next up is my guy down below. He's going to try to grapple Yaslin with his legs. This will be a disadvantage because he's only got legs. I don't think that works. So he flails. Moving on. Doffin.
It's a really unique image. See a pair of legs flailing grabs.
So before Dro finishes saying his sentence to Dauphin, Dauphin is going to, be in the process of wild shaping into a giant eagle.
Giant eagle!
Mighty eagle! And as he turns into a giant eagle, I get 80 feet of flying movement speed. So what he's gonna do is just essentially fly forward, drop, and see if he can get underneath Yaslin. Hopefully she doesn't break my back, because it's just a feather fall.
I mean, I am feather falling, so technically I shouldn't break his back at all.
Yeah, it should be just a nice little fall.
It's like
Feather
a
on
poof, and then
eagle.
enemy
Feather on
ascended.
feather.
literal soft landing.
If she was 30 feet down,
I was 40 feet.
you were 40 feet?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay,
Could you
so
fly
that
me
would
back
be
up?
that would be 60 feet to 20 foot over, 40 feet down, and then I would get 20 feet back up before I'd be, stopped. I wouldn't be able to do anything because it's an action to move, or an action to wild shape from me. That's the plan.
Okay. Wild Eagle.
Ah, I can now no longer see.
Why?
I don't know.
Oh, maybe
Wild eagle.
maybe it took your selection off of Dauphin. So like, make sure your selection is on your Eagle token.
That did not seem to do anything. I'm just gonna refresh. This is a long refresh. You do not own any tokens with vision in this scene.
Well, that's bollocks.
Like, I can see the eagle, I just can't see anything else.
How about now?
Nope.
Okay, I've got you listed as Dauphin, or as owner. What the nuts is going on here? I don't really have any maps or
Oh,
any reason
that
to.
worked. Whatever that was.
Okay.
And I just
Yeah, I basically just made it so everybody can see the entire map, which doesn't matter because we're not using walls or anything on this one. So yeah, go for it. I think you were about there.
I have noticed that some imports from D&D Beyond don't always get vision attached to their default tokens, so that might be why.
Okay, start there, and we're just gonna do this the easy way. We're gonna go
Eagle with no vision is.
like, oh god, that's too far. Here, close enough.
Yep. So, yep,
Oh.
you fly over 30 feet, and then it's another 40 feet down to Yaslin.
Well, isn't that Margot?
Yaslin is technically like directly underneath.
I see.
I just don't like stacking tokens on top of each other because it makes it
I
awkward.
gotcha. Yeah.
Hmm.
Ah, for 3D environments. Very well. I will drop the 40 feet down to get directly underneath her. Hopefully that's relatively easy since Featherfall. Maybe it'd be different if it was like Gandalf and the Balrog falling, to the
Right.
top of the mountain, but
Or you can, like,
Um,
grab onto my shoulders and just.
Dauphin, give me a dexterity saving throw as you're diving through the mouth of the funnel that has Margot in it with a rope, but your giant eagle form is trying to squeeze through. 16. Okay, that's pretty good. You managed to squeeze through. Margot's kind of like slammed around a little bit. I'm gonna just say, Margot,
She's
you
used to
take.
getting thrown around.
Oh no,
I was
Marco!
waiting for the comment.
Yeah, Margot, you kind of like jolt into the side as this like rush of bird like passes by you, and you kind of like smack your lip on the wall. You take 2 points of bludgeoning damage.
Still haven't even used up my temp hit points yet, so
Don't
One
jinx it.
more.
Don't jinx it.
Roll. No, you're not concentrating on anything anymore. So,
Mm-mm.
nope, you're good. We should take that off. Okay, so down you go, snatching a Yaslin in your talons.
I shall use my last 10 feet of movement speed to go up. Which I
Let's
think
go!
Okay, so
I'm
the
20 feet away from the vines.
Nope, the collected of... Oh, so you both are now 30 feet up, and The vines are. I didn't specify how close they got to.
They said they were
they would
turned
have
away
reached.
from me.
Yeah,
so-
they would have reached Yaslin after she
Okay.
throws her javelin. So they still have a chance to grab onto her at the end of the round.
This is
They move about 20 feet around. So she's about.
Happening.
Let's hope they grab my little footsies.
Listen, if they grab your little footsies,
Yeah, because you swooped under her, so they can grab your talons.
Yeah.
Listen, if they take you down though, I'm kind of out of luck because you're my airplane essentially, and so.
I mean, if I can fight and get up high enough, or even like if you can jump off my back to get Margot, I'll just wild shape back into a normal form, wait until it's ready, cast Wither and Bloom, and then get back into Giant Eagle and fly away.
Oh yeah, because
That's why I'm gonna cap.
Or to shift, right?
What?
Is it a bonus action to shift?
It's an action, so I'd have to survive 2 more turns.
What's Wither and Bloom?
I got you. Don't worry.
Don't worry. Because I'm obviously on his back, but I have a climb speed, so could I like climb onto his talons?
I'm just.
So, Wither and Bloom essentially just kills plant life. It can damage you. and
Non-magical
allies.
plant life, though, which
Yes,
is what I
that
ran
is-
into.
Yeah.
So,
But I have
basically-
blight, which does magical.
Oh, I forgot
Oh.
about that.
Yeah. Well, Wither and Bloom worked earlier, right?
It did
Well,
damage, just not.
Yeah, but it
as
doesn't do
much.
double damage. It's not. It didn't give them disadvantage on their save.
I rolled a natural
Blight
1,
gives you-
which is why it did a lot and like messed with the hand or the
Gotcha.
vine that was holding onto the rock. Okay, Leo and Kenji. There's not a lot they can do here. So they're just gonna run around, avoid the increasing hole. He's gonna stow his crossbow. And he's gonna get
Sure,
out
he
some
has
extra.
some flying targets to hit.
Not from his vantage point, he doesn't. So he's gonna run over and he's gonna stow his crossbow and he's gonna reach into his pack and use his action to grab some more rope if that ends up being necessary. And Kenji's running right along with him. Margot. So give me a perception check, real quick.
Do I get anything special from my sight?
Yeah, I'll give it to you at advantage because you're
Lots
just
of
cutting
magic.
through and like, yep, lots of magic-y, viney things.
Ooh, good thing. 19.
19. Okay, I'm gonna send you the same picture I sent to Lily. Which made her so happy.
Listen, I really like it. I'm tempted just to drop down just because of curiosity's sake.
Yep.
Oh, ooh.
You
Mhm.
blame me? I mean, like, listen, guys, I'll be fine down here for a while.
Oh,
You see,
yeah.
you see this underground city covered in vines, these different platforms, these little like moving lights and boxes and stuff. Also with a 19, you see cinematically, we're going to skip ahead a little bit. You see nearby to where your stone hand fell into the ground and crushed and shattered. Probably about 20 feet away from that point, like a little further in, like dragging in. So also you see like essentially like there's a deeper hole in the cavern. That's that eastward movement where the vines were being pulled. That stone fell about 20 feet back from where that yellow dragonborn was being dragged.
Mm.
And
How far away?
all the way to the, pretty much all the way to the bottom, you see like the only conscious person moving around down there. you do see like a slow drag about like that 10 or 20 feet per second or per turn of like these other vines. There's vines like everywhere. It's like a whole like dance of things. But you guys keep rolling really freaking high on your perception checks. So you continue to see like these humanoids that are being taken off, but there's one that's stirring. And Sean, what are you doing for your turn? We're gonna skip ahead a little bit.
I'm grappled and restrained by vines at this point.
Mm-hmm.
I just got some dirt spray from a falling stone hand in my face that kind of stirred me awake. I see people dangling from a hole up there, and one kind of slowly floating down. Okay. I see a giant eagle, apparently.
All sorts of things.
I'm confused.
What did I
fuck.
eat?
I'm confused as fuck right now.
Yeah.
Where am I? How did I get here? What the hell's all this? So my first thing is get out of this vine grapple that I'm in.
Yeah.
Just trying to get out
So,
of that.
real quick, guys, I'm gonna switch over. Oh, sorry. Well, there you go. There's the look down the pit. I just made a more shiny, cute one. This is what I meant to activate. This is what Margot and everybody else were seeing. So I'm gonna stick.
I don't see anything. Since you don't have
was
any
so
tokens of
pretty.
vision on this.
There's a deep part of me that just wants to jump off and go see. It works.
There we go.
Yeah. So since we have primarily shifted over, I'm gonna start dropping people in the map here. Let's
I'm
see.
like way down to the bottom there.
Yep, you are. I'm gonna say you're like, yeah, you're pretty much like down here in the streets.
Oh, you are so far.
Oh,
Oh,
There,
look even
he's-
further.
so no. Let me see. I'm putting him back on the map. Okay, nope. Already got Duffin. So Dro is up above. Leo is up above. Yaslin already got her. So Seamus. So we're doing like an underground, like up. So those of you that are literally on the ceiling, you guys are above the ceiling. Who am I missing?
Margot.
On me.
Thank you. And Margot is right about there.
Oh, damn it.
Oh, Margot's no longer prone. Neither is
I
Yaslin.
just-
Yeah, that's really far away. Ugh.
Mm-hmm.
I don't. You dimension door yourself to the surface.
I don't have Dimension Door. I only had it because the Kieran granted it to me.
Oh, that's what.
That was a one-time use, yeah.
Yep.
Kieran
So
giveth and the Kieran taketh away.
Mhm.
You're
Margot,
still missing a first-
Mm-hmm.
you are up.
Oh my gosh.
I really wish I'd taken Distance Spell.
And the vines are
Uh.
like.
Everywhere. You see these like floating platforms with like high-end technology, like everything reads very futuristic, but it's just smothered.
That's really
And there are vines like coming up out of the ground, out of the walls, out of the pillars, like everything around.
God, it's so far
back-
away.
So back to Corin.
So yeah, I'm gonna be just trying to get out of the vine, like just try to bust myself out. At a quick kind of shuffle, do they feel like super tight, like, or?
Not super bad or anything.
Then I'm
Um,
just gonna do an athletics check, try to get out.
Yeah, go for it.
And
Ooh. 24 beats my 13.
okay.
Mm-hmm.
So I kind of break myself out, and Actually, I think that features also an action as a bonus action. Excellent. So bonus action, these two kind of spectral, translucent, topaz-colored wings sprout from my back, and I'm going to go 30 feet.
Okay.
Start flying up. I don't know what's going on up here, but something's going on up here, and I like it. I like that better, or my chances with that better than following these vines.
Mhm. Okay. So Margot, you see him stirred. You see kind of like a yellow burst and like raising up towards you.
So I see a lot of vines like here-ish, trying to reach up, trying to block his path, all sorts of badness, right?
Yeah. So you see. I'm gonna get my drawing tool out.
And just free action. Also draw my axe. And next round I'll draw my shield.
Oh, whoa.
Sounds good.
Oh, I don't
So-
really like how close they are.
Yeah.
So those are going for Yaslin. They Corin, like this yellow guy, just breaks out, starts flying above. Like as he does, like there are some that like turn and like start to move towards him as well. But that'll happen at the end of the round because he just broke out. Their reaction speed is not superb.
Okay. Wither and Bloom is only a 10-foot sphere. Okay. Let's do my favorite thing in the whole wide world.
I know.
And careful cast. I think this gets all the vines. It's hard to tell. Can I scroll? Oh, I can't scroll in with this. This looks like it gets all the vines. Can you see it? You can't see it till I drop it. Does that get all the vines? I think
Muted.
you're muted.
Oh, you're muted.
Yeah, we're good. I made it.
Still.
I think I did 2 times where I didn't mute myself. I finally broke the streak, but then it's been months since that happened.
It definitely happened at least one time I saw it.
I think it was back to back. I got it twice, and maybe never again. Yeah, you don't even need to careful cast that, Kiki.
can
You
hit all
launch
the
it down.
vines.
Yep. So I'm going to roll dex saves. I don't expect anything good here on my side. Nope, nothing above a 12.
29 fire damage.
Incorrect. 58 fire damage.
Lance.
These things are vulnerable. So there's just like there's just a sphere of fire, and then there's kind of like these vines have like this rounded burn on them, which is just ouch. And they all like retreat and fade away. And so there's another thing for you to look at, Corin, as you're going up. Be like, okay, there's a light at the end of the tunnel.
It's the light of
It's a real bright light now.
Mm-hmm.
That's,
Okay. I don't see any other vines coming for my girl Yaslin.
Not at the moment. It only had 4. It didn't send reinforcements. You'll see how that goes at the end of the turn.
Do I see any kind of living things within 60 feet that could be dangerous?
Oh, there's vines everywhere. Within 60 feet. Yeah, like all of these on the wall. Oh, come on. Let's see. Yeah, like everything that is green.
Ooh.
If it's not grassy looking, it's a vine of some sort. But roll me an intelligence check.
Okay. Nope.
Okay.
Okay.
Um,
Then I will. Also, I have my bonus action. Can I use my bonus action for my free object interaction as well to tie the rope around me and drop it? So I have almost 50 feet of rope hanging down for whoever needs to grab it.
Isn't it already tied to you?
you're tied. It's
No,
tied to you.
So it's Rose's rope is tied to me, but I have a 50-foot rope in my path.
Oh yeah, you can. Yeah, that you can do that.
Okay. So I'm giving you a
Ooh.
50-foot rope, anybody to cling on to.
Real quick,
Who's
because
holding the rope?
this. So Seamus is holding Dro's rope, which is attached to Margot's wrist. I didn't think about this before. Margot, give me a
No,
Constitution saving throw.
it's like around her waist. I wouldn't have tied it to
Okay.
her wrist. I would have like.
Okay, okay.
My
tried to,
wrist would have
move her-
broken a
I-
long time ago with my minus
Yeah,
one
I-
strength.
Rope dislocated.
With the whole robot hanging off of me, my back
Uh-huh.
would be broken right now.
Yeah.
Margo.
Go it. I'm gonna skip that one. Yeah, you can do that.
Okay.
Unless anybody is looking to do anything specific here, we can go ahead and like wrap this combat up as between the rope and the giant eagle and the flying wings and all that. You guys all return back to the surface, and the hole begins to close. Those vines begin to reshape and put themselves back together.
Oh, I never rolled the hit dice for Wither and Bloom.
Hmm.
So what is it?
I thought you got to add something to it. It's one of your unspent hit dice or game, the number of hit points equal to the roll plus your spellcasting ability modifier. What is my ability modifier? Where do I find that on this? I know where it is on
So
D&D
your-
Beyond.
So your sorcerers would be your charisma, if I'm reading the tables correctly. You're doing
Okay,
magic,
so
I'm assuming
plus
you're sorcerer.
4.
Okay, awesome. I'll roll
It's
that.
a hit dice plus 4, and you get double hit dice for whatever you are.
Yeah, so I get double my hit dice, so that'd be 22 plus
Plus 4.
4. So
26 hit points.
I'd be at full HP.
That is a hell of a heal from a Wither and Bloom.
And hold up, and actually max out that heal. Whatever you rolled, because you have Beacon of Hope on you.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Oh.
so that's like what? 12
It's a
plus
D12.
12
It's 24.
4
plus 4, 28. She was already 2 less than max.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
yeah,
wasn't
we're just-
very hurt, but I feel really great after getting flung around a bit. Oh my
Margaret
God.
just collapses on the ground. I have 1 spell slot left. I'm tired, guys.
We should
Yeah, guys,
probably leave this area.
Listen,
Mhm.
there's something down there. Also,
Who's the
who are
flying
you?
dragon?
Yeah.
Does the dragon make it out?
out because at least Dro and Yaslin, I should remember who this is.
Yep, just as like things begin to like there's like a and
Probably, yeah, I was
Sean.
gonna say, probably a couple rounds behind just because of how far down I was.
Yep, but it
And you see Topaz Dragonborn come up. These kind of translucent wing behind.
which
wearing...
which because of how far you had to go, you pretty much extend your time frame is finished right as you like.
Yeah, like, I got like maybe a round left because I was thinking if I
Uh-huh.
dash, I was like 200 feet down. So if I dash,
Mhm.
that's like 4 rounds.
Yeah.
So I
Yeah,
got,
so they only
like,
stay there
like
for a
4 or
moment.
5 rounds left.
hmm Yep.
And wearing heavy banded armor, holding this really beautiful axe that in the center is like a dragon eye, that's red with a black pupil. A shield with a blue like human eyeball on it. And kind of flies up and like looking quite confused because I'm not quite sure how I woke up being grasped by vines or why I happened to wake up when this fight was happening, but kind of confused and relieved at the same time, and come up and would I notice Seamus right away? Might take me a moment. Seamus
I'm staring aggressively at him with my true sight.
Yeah.
Of course.
But yeah.
Any other, Corin? Any other details that? Well, actually, you've got about 5 seconds of true sight on him when he comes over the edge, because you popped it a while ago.
And does
Didn't I pop it at the beginning of this fight?
Yeah, but like it, like
It
we
lasts
said, like
an hour.
Oh, that's right. I was thinking it was much shorter. No, you're fine. You're fine.
Mm-mm.
I was thinking it was a minute. My bad.
Does true sight
This
give
was a long
magic
fight.
as well?
This was a long fight. Say that again, Sean.
Does true sight give like detect magic ability type thing as well, or?
Essentially, yeah, and like a gaze into the ethereal plane, and just kind of like a little bit more information about like the true nature of things.
Then so I'm not hiding anything. Like I'm not like a in an illusion or anything of any sort. The axe and the shield are definitely glowing magic, and so are my boots. And I would land kind of separate from everybody else at first, seeing which way they were going, because I know I'd have no idea who they are. But at the same time, like, and yeah, I'd probably like land about here at first. Just because I wouldn't have seen Seamus or Leo yet, and I would have been like kind of facing away as I come up, more worried about landing safely than anything else, and then turn and be like, I don't know who you are, but thank you for waking me. That's not a pleasant spot to awaken.
Of all the things that are
What are
going to
you
come
doing
out
down
of that
there?
hole,
Seamus?
Corin,
Oh, it's been a long time.
I can't believe it. A former associate of the Friendship Friends here.
And you see a large, lumbering turtle creature like come up and like try to give you like a tackle hug.
And oh yes, and been a
He
long time
looks-
since I've seen you. Kind of that's much different artwork than last time I saw him.
Show me
He's got-
friends.
He's gotten bigger.
And I don't feel quite right scratching you under your chin anymore. You're quite a bit bigger. I'm afraid you might bite it. I just kind of pat your back down.
And Leo pipes up. Corin, this is incredible. Like, we certainly weren't expecting to see you here.
Yeah, after taking Nort back to the village, did a little bit more research and found one of the worm tunnels from that giant fire worm that I originally set out tracking. Spent most of the last I don't know how long has it been. Most of that time
fair point.
traveling throughout most of the or following through those tunnels trying to track that damn thing.
In-game time, since you bounced, probably like 5 weeks, like a little more than a month.
So yeah, the past month or so have been going through the tunnels, and one of those tunnels started to get overgrown with vegetation, which I thought was weird. And next thing I know, I'm waking up, being dragged by the vegetation, seeing you all fight above me. I don't know what you did to wake me, but I thank you.
Aeon's a crazy place.
can say that again.
What of the other turtle?
I've not seen Nora in quite some time. Well, she
No,
was still with
Nora's-
you when I left.
Nora's
Nora, not Nora.
Nora's a hippo. Nim.
Yeah, Nim. Out of character.
Similar names, but not in size.
Nim went back to her forest, which she always just bollocks. Wasn't thinking of introducing this part today. Alright, and I forgot what Nim's nickname for the forest was.
I think she just called it home.
Is this the lecturer's green though that she lives in?
You guys figured that part out. It's the official title is Lectures Green. She just called it the Deep Glade.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, Nim was still with you when I left. Don't know. Haven't heard from her at all. Out of character. Priya's in my Sunday game now.
Oh, good, cool.
She got hit by the Shopify layoffs round 2.
Oh no!
So I
that's too
reached
bad.
out. I'm like, okay, I know you have time now if you want to play.
There you go. That's awesome. I'm glad that she wound up with one of your games. That's cool, dude.
Anyway.
Sorry, a little bit of history. We didn't go through all this. You carried Nort's body back to the inn that you guys stayed at. Passed out there. You were super tired. Nim kind of like changed that room into like a healing space, like lots of like healing herbs and whatnot. So last you heard, Nim was going to go back to the Lectures Green or the Deep Glade to find something to hopefully help cure Nort. And then she left, and then you took Nort back.
Yeah. I took Nort home, and then went into the worm tunnels trying to find that fire worm that tried to destroy our village.
We defeated the worm.
More of a lizard than a worm.
It's debatable what you call it.
It's like I don't know. The guy called it a fire flower, but that doesn't seem right. More
Well,
like
in
a
that case,
salamander.
On behalf of my village, thank you. That's
It's fine.
good news.
Did we stop by and collect from your village?
I don't know. I was in the tunnels.
Oh, that's fair enough. That's fair enough. I just
Wait.
wondering. But so yes,
Wait,
good to
wait.
see you. The elements seem to be at battle here. It was fire and water battling it out here. I don't know if the plants are involved here too. There seems like they've taken over maybe a technological society that was here.
Yeah, those kind of strange metal people were something I was quite interested in when I found some in the tunnels that I was traveling through. I
Hold
thought,
on,
if I could learn their secrets, they might make a good army against that. Well, now I know I don't need them for that.
Well,
defeating that.
On that, Seamus. Wait, Corin, wasn't your worm already here? It attacked your place a long time ago, right?
Yes, but well,
This is coming from.
about 5 or 6 months ago, I did some time prepping before leaving in search of it. So,
And he says, "Oh, didn't the fire flower come from the graft? Like very recently?"
We should walk and talk. This place doesn't feel safe.
there's some very strange things down there.
I don't
DM, do
particularly
I
want
see
to
any
go.
vines?
No,
Any
it
remnants
seemed-
of vines?
Yes, because you know this landscape is now a facade. But
Okay.
things do begin to like heal up, and like that this disturbed space, kind of the rocks and everything, and like the vines kind of like have like slider tendrils that kind of like bring everything in and kind of like walk into the space.
Okay.
And then after you guys are talking for a couple of minutes, there's like kind of like sheepishly and like from the other side, more of those like little black and white earth elementals, or those elemental creatures come over and start to like kind of like mouse around and like repair the grass and like conjure it back. And eventually they kind of give you guys like about a 15-foot berth, like watching you the whole time. But within 15 feet of where you guys are, of where the pit was, it looks perfectly fine.
Can I do something stupid while they're talking, based off of like what they're talking about, this worm and the graft and everything?
My answer is always the same for can I do something stupid? Please do.
So I want to slowly creep towards those beings, and hopefully there's the dead remnants of one of the vines, or maybe like the living tendril of a vine nearby.
Does Dro see her walking away?
Bro, you see her walking away, but before that, Leo's got a lead on her. He started before Margot did.
Oh, I can reach Margo. I can't reach Leo.
He's absolutely like trying to get closer to these things.
Actually, can I use a reaction?
You know what I do? I'm not gonna kick it.
Okay, last person that messed with something. If I can, there's no hole, right? Like it's sewed back up. You said.
Yasmin's like moving away
Yeah,
from
so-
the sketchy ground.
At this point, the rocks have reformed, and they're just working on like on fixing like the moss and the flowers and stuff on top.
So
I'm really looking for a tendril, a vine tendril,
Well,
but
this is
I'll
gonna make
settle
it
for those little
fun.
elementals if I can.
Because they haven't fixed all of the grass and moss nearby you, like I said, they gave you a berth. There are still like pieces of rock that have like smaller tendrils that are like tightening them together, so you can easily find something like that.
Dro,
But
just-
Leo's absolutely interested in the elementals and is gonna try to go over there.
how far away does he get before Dro can turn and react?
Dro, what's your passive perception?
Not 17. It's not
You
Kembis.
Margot just wants to lean down and place her hand on the vines and try to cast, because she saw when she was connected to the vines like that grand vision of everything for a fraction of a second, right?
Yeah.
She wants to try to cast her mind into the vines.
Oh God.
Oh, you want to
See
try
what
to
she can
thought
see.
link?
Yeah, mind link, yeah, with the vines.
Mind link? Oh
That
boy.
hasn't gone bad in the past.
Margot! Give me... Give me a wisdom saving throw at disadvantage.
Oh shit. I'm out of restore balance too.
And we will be back in 20 minutes after our break, folks.
What did we just
It's
learn from the
broke.
barbarian? Don't touch shit.
I didn't kick it! I'm trying to make a connection like I did with Zatwakir.
You tried to make a connection right after you burned its vines. He's probably pissed at you too.
I want to talk to you
Oh.
about Kieran,
God,
which I feel like has
if
something to
there
do
was,
with
if
this.
Dro would have saw Leo, he was casting darkness right in the center of all of us, so no one could see shit.
I have
besides
true
Mark.
sight, so I
yeah,
can
I
see
know.
anyways.
But I hope we get the point across.
I can't see
Oh no, guys! A natural one!
it.
I have inspiration!
You better
Let's do this.
you better use
I was
it.
say, please use it.
Please get another natural one.
I'm leaving.
Gosh, it'll really be fate, really speaking, if that's the case.
Okay, it's not a natural one.
For one.
Not a natural one.
It's
but
not a save, I'm
still-
sure, but it's not a natural
it's
one.
Not a, it is not a save. So you get to remain. You get to, keep some of your mind jelly intact.
That's
You
good. That's
You
ideal.
don't lose all the mind jelly, just
Just a
most.
little.
Don't worry. Like I told him, I have 50 backup characters. Let's go. This character has 6 siblings. You guys are not ready for
This
them.
character cannot die, for Dro's sake.
Listen. For a lot of people's sakes, I think your character can't die.
That's why I
This-
said there's
this
6
group-
siblings. Well, there's 5 siblings left to pick from. Well, 4 if she
Siblings,
dies.
My character's disposable.
It's fine. I'll kill all the siblings off. It'll be like Saving Private Ryan.
Oh my god.
Sorry, I hit the wrong button.
Okay, so yeah, guys. With that, we'll be back in about 20 minutes, about the 35 mark. So we'll see you shortly. You did a thing.
I did indeed do a
You
thing.
tried to Vulcan mind meld with a vine.
Okay, to be fair, everyone should have expected that from Margot. When has she not tried to mind meld unwillingly with them? If the vines were less interesting than the Dragonborn, she would have mind melded with him. Goddamn Kalashtar.
So, Margot, first of all, what is your intention with reaching out? What are you trying
Well, I
to
saw it pulling a bunch of people away, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I want to find out if this is malicious and dangerous to the general population, or if there's a more harmless intent, like it's trying to populate a city, or it's trying to help them, or it just isn't quite sure what it's grabbing. It's just grabbing a living source. I really want to see if it's malicious, or if it's just harmless or unknowing.
Gotcha. So you do your thing, where you reach out into the unknown, trying to connect with something that is probably outrageous.
What's the worst it can do? Take away a spell slot?
Don't even say that.
Oof. Oof.
I don't know, take your other half completely away from you.
So you reach into the vine and try to mind meld with this thing, and it's like zipping along at like massive freeway speeds. Like everything is a blur of like lights as you like traverse. That's the word. Reverse traverse from this itty bitty little tiny, like barely a millimeter wide vine all the way back up towards the central state of whatever this thing is. And it makes you immediately nauseous. Everybody else around you, like your mind's off doing things, but everybody else sees Margot vomit immediately.
I'm gonna take a step back.
That's what just happened to us.
As that's happening, as her body is vomiting without her conscious mind being aware of it, you get all the way back, and like as you travel down these vines, you feel them grow larger and larger and larger as more offshoots pour back into a thicker, continuous thing. As you do, you feel flashes of intention. Gather. Feed. Control. And that's like, the wisdom save was not very high. So that's like about all you get. It's like trying to decipher through like 1,000 text messages all at a time, like all blaring on a screen. You just like pick out a couple of pieces as you're going along, and as you do, you you get closer to the trunk, and the feeling is incredibly intense, as like your mind feels like it is being roasted by electricity.
Roll an
And-
insight check or something to see if I can figure out why Margot has just started spontaneously vomiting all over the ground.
Oh, sure. This is pretty much like simultaneously happening, but yeah, go for it.
Let's say Joe's standing right there and sees that.
Oh yeah, you guys don't get to stop this. You just see a reaction.
I use
19.
my reaction to take a step back.
I want to be 17.
Mm-hmm.
Seamus,
Dauphin, you see her like kneeling and like focusing at the ground that hasn't been recovered by these little elementals. And she is totally glazed over, and vomit is just like falling off of her out of her chin.
Ugh.
good luck.
She did something.
Well, Eagle Dolphin is going to fly over, and he's going to land right next to her. And if at any point he sees blood, coming out of the vomit or the eyes or the ear holes or wherever else blood would come from, shooting from brain, he's going to immediately just snatch her away.
Okay. Sure. So Doffbird is paying attention. And Margot, you dreamline up this thing. And as you do, you feel a sense of power beneath it. You sense through the comment, drain, that this thing is looking for energy. And it found a big one. Beneath it, no idea what it is, but it feels very well satiated. And as you get to the top, kind of like of this thing, you feel some branches forming to feel more like a body. And you see a set of very deep, sunken orange eyes focus in on you. More food.
So I'm guessing it's not obviously speaking common, but it's conveying the idea. So, along that idea of conveying an idea, can I transmit the vision of the quarry and the strange portal and the dream plane to it?
Sure. With what intention?
I want to see if it is eager towards it, if it, like, feels a hunger towards beings like that, or if it just doesn't care, if it really is just happy where it is and chilling on the material plane. So I guess that'd be like an insight check into its reaction to that.
Sure. Go ahead and give me an insight check. I'm going to say at disadvantage because your original wisdom save was so low.
Can I use a sorcery point to reroll that?
Sure.
Motherfucker! Why?
It was almost great. You get a like a blast of like thoughtless emotion, and the only thing you can glean from it is this general feeling of everything is moved.
Can I just move myself over, position myself within 10 feet of her?
Yeah, sure.
Cool. You get a +3 on all saving throws from here on out.
Oh, hell yeah.
Because I see
That's-
something going on here that I know
Mhm.
something's not quite right, and she might need all the help she can. So I'm gonna use my
It's sitting
aura of
there, there we
the
go.
what's the name of the aura? We got an aura that gives everybody within 10 feet to be a +3
Aura of
save.
protection.
Yeah, that's the one.
Okay.
Final question while I'm in this. I don't know if my vision is expanded beyond the vines, but is there a graft nearby that I can sense?
You do not know.
Okay, that's fair. Because I'm rolling like shit.
Yes, they roll
Mhm.
better.
It's a good thing that Kiki's playing, A Clockwork Soul, because I burned through her resources so
Yeah, you really do.
fast.
Because I roll so bad all the time, consistently.
So
I guess
last thing
if
you
there's
kinda
nothing else, I would try to pull out of it.
as you pull out of it, you feel like this large clawed hand reach for you. Like try to clasp it down. And you get the sense, I'm drained. Roll me a wisdom saving throw.
With a +3?
With a +3?
Shit, I didn't do the +3. Oh, god damn it.
So,
It's only 12. I have more sorcery points.
It keeps going up though. It's
Let's use a
the
sorcery.
trajectory is in the right
Use
direction.
another sorcery point.
All right.
This is a
And as the
shot in the
sorcery
dark.
point, you have to use the second roll, or you get to choose between them.
You have to use the second roll.
This is a shot in the
Okay.
dark too. Is there any indicator that she would be
Why did you
trying to
ask
make
it
a
like
save?
that?
Say that again, Drew.
Would there be any indicator that Dro can help out in any way? That she's recalling the fight that she had at the college in particular. He's going to try to recall that and see, I guess, try to connect the dots that she's doing some weird mind shit and she needs help.
Oh yeah, that part's obvious.
Can I cast Bless?
Sure. I'll allow everybody to
That's the last
kind of
slide.
like have one thing here. So Corin moved,
Plus,
Doffin
what, a D4?
moved.
Make an attack.
Plus is
roll.
think it's
a
a
Add a
D4
D4.
saving
D4.
throws.
Yeah.
Let's
Can do-
roll that.
Can do 3 people, but
So
Another
that's +3 is 11. +3 is 14.
A ridiculously high DC.
Probably. I've been rolling like shit.
I think Yaslin, just as everyone seems to tend to Margot and whatever the fuck she's doing, she's like, listen, she probably fucked around with something too. I don't know. She's traumatized. They'll check up on her. I'll make sure we don't get ambushed by more rock robot people.
Leo is not paying attention to what's going on with Margaret in the
Yeah,
slightest.
sounds about right.
Okay. With a 14. You feel it grasp around you as you try to pull back, and it like pulls away. It's like you running through vines and getting scraped along the way. But you move out of that space. But you take 8 points of psychic damage along the way.
Okay.
And you feel it mark you.
Ooh, I don't like that.
Add that to the
Don't like that,
consequences.
Little snot.
Bind. Drain.
Oh!
As you pull away and like back down the root system, give me essentially give me like a kind of a spiritual perception check. So I'm gonna say just give me perception on that.
Okay, that's fair. Motherfucker. How many dice have I rolled tonight?
Goodness gracious,
All of
you
them.
are
The
I
struggling.
correct
roll
answer
double
is
10.
all of them. As you move down, you notice that giant source of energy underneath this thing, but you also feel a peppering of other energy sources nearby. And you drain out, come back to yourself. Roll me a Constitution save.
+3 plus a D4.
Don't vomit on me.
A 9! Holy crap!
But it came out to a 21 with the 1d4 plus 3 because I have super high constitution.
That is
I have a plus
is-
5 to my saving throws.
that is absolutely
Jeez.
incredible that you rolled a 9 and you got a 20.
21. I know.
Yep.
I'm good at one thing.
Not throwing up. You come back into yourself, and there's a surge to like throw up once more. Just you keep it down. Your mind starts to race about what you just saw. There's a little bit of like your head pounds, and on your opposite shoulder from your tattoo, you have some jagged like marks.
She's gonna press to digitate the vomit away and then go back to her prim little self.
Such an OP cantrip.
Yep.
I love it.
She's like, so, Dragonborn.
Dragonborn. Are you done having your little vomit fest over there?
Yeah.
Are you okay? You seem to have touched that plant, and that didn't seem to go well.
Dolphin is going to hop like slightly closer to you, and just look down at you like that.
Very intelligent pet bird you have.
He's a
Remember, I haven't seen
druid.
you in not your bird form. John
Yep.
knows the difference.
He's a druid. Tresarim, Tresarim, something like that. Does that mean anything to anybody? To the collective, to include our bard and Leo.
Leo's probably not even there.
Leo's.
Oh
Leo's
no,
off.
Leo is not there.
Dresserin?
Tresarim. I don't know. It's hard to pronounce.
Without
does
the
that sound-
accent?
Does
Both.
that sound familiar to us? Do we get a roll?
I'm really looking at our
Sure.
bard.
You already asked him. But yeah, anybody who hasn't rolled on this question before, go ahead and roll.
I don't remember.
I
Did
don't
I
remember
roll on this
either.
before?
Nobody rolled. I just found out about it.
This isn't that civilization, right? 'Cause I
I'm
remember
trying to
we
say
rolled
the
on
word that you
last
said,
time.
that plant thing was said, find Tresarim or something.
Oh, I said find drain.
You said something else. Am I the only one that heard that?
I think that was like just like it didn't translate. He was only using very simple words.
You said find and drain.
As in,
Find
like-
drain.
These headphones fucking suck because I could have sworn you said like find Tresarim at one point. I thought you were giving us
No.
a plot point to grab onto.
Oh, I was just not one like that.
Marco's just throwing random names out at us, and we're all making history.
Ignore me!
Coming up with blanks. I don't know.
No, I think this makes perfect sense. Margot like just connected with this thing and like had her brain lightning fried, and she comes back babbling bullshit.
And we're just all looking at her like, I don't know how. Tell us how to help you.
So Margot,
I'm going to take a walk.
quick question before you
Wait,
take the
take-
walk. Just explain to me what went through your mind on touching stuff after she, pointing at
Hey.
Yaslin,
Hey,
touched the rock and all of this happened.
listen.
Need to take a walk.
In
We'll
my
have this
defense-
conversation.
in my
Listen,
defense, bro,
Let's have a conversation with our nice new friend. What is your name, friend?
My name is Corin,
Corin, thank you.
Uh,
I felt your energy.
former associate of Seamus and Leo. That guy
you see
owns-
Leo's over in the corner, like over nearby, and he's got like several of those little spirits around him right now. Like they're kind of like crawling all over him.
Out of game, just a reminder. Corn was there, right, when me and Yazin came up on that fight?
Yep, yeah, you guys fought the Whistler together.
Okay, but we didn't have a whole lot of conversation.
No.
So, okay.
'Cause I think that I wasn't
I think-
there. It was just as he was being written down. I'm guessing.
Right, yeah. We were being written in, I think, as he was heading out.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I've been traveling for quite some time, and somehow I've ended up in a tunnel full of vegetation, and then the vegetation pulled me into that chamber below. And,
Huh.
Something's happened to the Discord. And I woke to see you battling above me, which was quite an interesting sight. Glad to see an old friend, though, Seamus.
Yeah, it's definitely good to see you too. We're headed north. Do you know where you're going?
Still in search of that worm that destroyed my village a few months back. About five or 6 months ago now. And so I've been traveling mainly in tunnels that I thought were made by it. North's as good of a direction as any at this point. I don't even know where I am on the surface.
Fair enough. Yeah, you should travel with us then to Aurora's Rest, where we're trying to collect some information. Maybe you can find what you're looking for there.
Maybe. Be glad to join along if your new companions will have me. Seem to have an interesting group here, complete with a giant eagle for a pet. That's quite the group here.
Yep. In quick pause here. Just threw in a map. And I'll share my screen here. No, not that one. That one. Okay, so Corin, you guys are on the continent of North Bordea. There is a southern hook, and that is considered South Bordea. So where I am on the map, Ripple Mountain is here, including all the different. Yep, Ripple Top, Ripple Downs, Ripple Mid, Ripple Top, several things. And then you guys are approximately here, and your village is over here. You are nestled in the mountains.
Okay.
Yep.
Well, I've been heading southwest for a while, and north's as good of a direction as any. Getting near the water anyway.
Real quick, Margot, are you trying to sneak off, or are you just going?
No, she's just like wandering a little ways off to where she can hear, like, still hear the conversation, but get out of the limelight.
Dro's
Really trying to avoid
Dro's looking
Dro.
back and forth.
Really trying to avoid
Joe
Dro.
was looking back and forth, and Yaslin's getting distracted by the back and forth, and so she's not really paying attention to either. She's like, do. Well, if you want to go talk to her, Dro.
We'll wait. She likes to talk. We'll talk when we rest.
The dolphin's going to hop after you.
Dro's just gonna kind of like nod to himself, like, thank you.
Just a hoppy little bird.
The last few weeks have treated you okay, Seamus. You've made some new friends, I see.
Definitely. Not just friends. The Patriots, really, we've went through quite a bit. Soldiers of Eon is what we're calling ourselves now. Have multiple business ownership stakes now, not just in the cafe.
Oh, so the bakery grew, did it? I see.
Well, we took over part of the spa as well as a commuter wagon.
We've a champion now for good PR. Tell him all about it,
I
Dro.
will cast silence on you. As he turns and says that to you.
Now, guys,
Well-
come on. Can we play a little nice? I know it's a little tense, but
Let's let his PR agents give it a spin. See how his elevator pitches.
Oh, Dro walks away.
So,
He says that.
okay.
And
bear with
and
me,
now Dire turns.
Margot,
Gives it.
No, don't leave me.
Margot, you hear my voice in your head. That's okay. We can still talk if you want.
Marga responds, "Oh, this group's going to love you."
It
And
only works at
Dire-
short range, but
Oh, I can do this all day.
Oh gosh.
you guys have no idea we're talking.
Nope, not at all.
No,
Dire
this makes you so
got the invitation. He's gonna start addressing Corin. Dire Games, master, bard, storyteller, actor. Allow me to regale you with the tales of Zat Dro, champion of water. And it begins to go in this lengthy speech. Let's see how he's doing today.
Oh,
Dro just steps
Let me
behind the
let me see here.
tree.
Joe, come. Yes, it's like running after him.
Can I silvery barbs him?
Why?
He has to take the lower roll. No. I want a silvery barbs Dire.
Oh.
Yeah.
Bring it out! I got a +10. Still at 21.
Oh gosh.
many
So
sorcery points?
it was worth the spell slot to try that.
How many sorcery points I got left?
Oh my
Okay.
gosh. Oh.
Basically fills you in that there are elemental pillars that are fundamental forces of how this world was created. They are not native here, but they were brought here and they established the function of the world. They kind of got brought in to a blank canvas and they filled it up to at least like the elemental fundamentals. So they made the oceans, the land, things like that, but they also have flexibility where the thing that brought them into the world can overwrite what they've made. And one of those forces is water. An elemental king sits at the top, as well with all the others. There's a beast on the mountain called the Kirin, and it was the right hand of the King of Water. It was Dro was offered a champion title from that hand, and Dro accepted to save his friends in the middle of the battle against the Fire Flower. And they did prevail. Barely. I mean, for real, I should have been able to kill at least one of you guys, but you pulled some serious shit out of your asses. Marin is still my only player kill. I'm trying to do better.
He definitely tried.
It was a semi-custom monster too. I gave it lots of cool stuff.
I heard somebody talking about the -1 on the saving of the strength. That's what our sorceress had, and she still pulled me away from that thing twice before it killed me. She rolled 2
That is
20s.
true. Yep. Oh, that's right. Because
30 points
she,
of
like-
damage on one round each.
Yeah.
Hmm.
She would
Multiple
grab
times.
me, pulled me away. The thing picked me up again. She grabbed me, pulled me away, and
Uh-huh.
picked me up again. She didn't pull me away, then dropped me 60 feet to my death.
Oh yeah,
Mhm.
-1 sorceress over here is not picking up anybody. You guys all carry her. If it's not well established already.
And
Even
she's
though
she's the baggage.
she's a passenger princess.
I am the
you can
passenger
carry her.
princess.
She
Even the
does not carry
person
us.
with -1 as well had to carry her.
Yeah.
Yes, he did.
She's a passenger princess. She gets
Well,
carried.
She should
Kind
just.
of him.
Is that why
You
were
guys should
having
just
big
install
fight?
handles.
I don't know, maybe this gnarled tattoo on her other arm is kind of rippy.
Mhm.
It's like thick.
Yeah. I don't know her outfit or anything. Did we see that appear?
Oh yeah. We didn't describe
For
our characters to him.
Yep. So everybody, feel free. Starting with Margo.
Okay, so when you saw her casting magic, she was glowing faintly jade green, emanating that light within 5 feet of her, but as she stopped casting, it faded away. You do see a jade green kind of Cyrillic Arabic style calligraphy tattoo on her right shoulder that was glowing with the magic. She has now, I don't know, a new tattoo thing on her left shoulder. She has long grayish white hair, beautiful lavender eyes. She's a looker. She is definitely looking very weak and very petite and very small. She is wearing leather armor, but it's definitely stylized, fancy, and expensive. Definitely daddy's money type of gal.
And when she says petite and small, he's not talking about like her emotional energy or anything. No, she's short.
I am. I'm short. I am like just above the cusp of being a smaller size, which is why my token's smaller.
Sure, I'll go for Dyer. Very dramatic, eccentric, extra lizard man, kind of a blue and orange and yellow tint to him. And from far away, he would look fancy. up close, his fancy is very obviously like hodgepodge put together from scraps. But it, not that Daphne would agree to this, but it kind of like adds to his charm. He's got like a staff with some filigree and designs on the top, and he has a ring with kind of a like a bust on it, like a bust statue. All right, who else wants to go? Mighty Eagle. I did Dauphin's for him.
Mighty Eagle.
Yes, currently I'm a big eagle. It's a pretty impressive eagle.
Mhm.
Cool.
Do you have any special markings on you? As I'm definitely thinking like Critical Role when Jester and Caleb Widowgast like transform. Like Jester's eagle's like a little bit blue, and Caleb's always has like tabby like orange cat patterning on all his stuff.
I don't think that Dauphin would go out of his way to add anything stylized in his transformations. Just because that isn't... I mean, he's just very bare bones of a person anyways. So, admittedly, I think the eagle would just look like a big fucking eagle.
Mm-hmm. Fair.
However, I can describe the character when he comes out of eagle form, you know, if you would like me to.
Yep. And then you've met... Well, some things have changed. Duro.
Oh god, what did Dro look like before when he saw him?
This was with Echo.
Yeah. I don't think he... So he looks mostly the same. So you see an individual standing around like 5'10", just slightly taller than the other woman individual over here. Similar hair and eye colors. So he's got this bright white hair. The sides of it is shaved. Purple eyes, similar to Margot's. But he is more of a kind of grayish skin. You can notice the elven ears, but the human feature face. He's dressed in kind of more free-flowing clothing, with a sword attached to his side, and probably still in his hand. Another sword that definitely sticks out compared to the attire he's wearing, which is a blue, what looks to be like a long sword. And the hilt is a lion's head at the end. Definitely sticks out a lot more. Would recall he did wear a lot more of this purple, but now he's wearing some more blue mixed in. The first time you saw him, he was in the purple. He's in this blue now. I think what you can see visibly is that, because his rest of his body is still covered.
Orin, give me an insight check on Duro.
Insight check.
Mm-hmm. Oh, those be pretty. You're rolling privately to me, but that was a 12.
Oh.
Sorry.
Yep.
You're good.
Change the back.
Something's different about him. Like
People change.
there used to be kind of like a heaviness of being alone that is different somehow. Okay. Seamus, what's new with you?
I grew out my beard.
Yep.
Yeah, I think
I think
scruffy, but more clean shaven, but definitely scruffy when we were first traveling around. But he has since just stopped shaving altogether. Has a nice red beard going on. Maybe every once in a while you would maybe in the shadows around him see things move. Occasionally you might not know what it is. if
Same
you
as before.
Yep.
New beard. And Yasla.
Never trust shadows when you're around Seamus.
I don't remember what I told you. She looks pretty much the same like red scales across her cheeks and like shoulders, same pointed ears. Her horns are now gilded in gold because, she's got to be fancy a little bit, but by no means like Margot. Her clothes are completely different outfit completely. Her old ones have gone and rest in peace. She now wears kind of like a leather top that kind of goes to her rib cage, leather bottoms, leather boots.
Alright.
Yeah. And she has, I
That
guess,
covers everything.
you would be able to see, she has like a couple tribal necklaces around her neck.
And you're the barbarian, so you've got like a big ass weapon of sorts, I'm guessing.
Yeah, and she has like a battle axe, like,
Okay.
on her back.
Part of the thing I'm looking for is who gets certain ability, like gifts during combat. So, those visual clues help because
But
trying
I
to do this
think
in character without
when you did see her come out of the hole, her horns were curled, but since then they have uncurled. And they're just-
Very,
cool.
very much so like a ram
Yeah,
horn, kind of
they
like
were-
coming
they were ram
more
horns.
forward and like curling around her cheekbone.
Completely forgot to mention, Lily, when you said necklace, Dro is also wearing a necklace that has a crescent moon and a orb in the middle.
You want to know a fun fact? If
Mhm.
you've looked at her necklaces since, there might be a match with one there.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so and Kenji got bigger.
Leo has a hat.
Change.
Leo has
I
a
remember Leo's artwork being like that shortly after
Mhm.
I left. So, like, I remember seeing that in Discord after, like, the week after. So.
Yep, so he's got a little bit of like heavier duty armor, and he's also wearing like a very like fancy tricorn hat with a gem in the middle that is like a mix between like red and blue. I think that's it.
Alright. Well, so we're gonna get away from the sinkhole then.
Yes,
And then
please.
that
It
way-
has completely sealed up at this point.
It's no longer a sinkhole, so technically we're fine.
I mean, I don't
think.
trust that it wouldn't reopen if we went there, though.
I don't trust that the ground won't
And-
open up underneath my feet and eat me again.
And I can only do the wing thing once a day, so.
Oh,
I can only see things once a day, so see further once a
Well,
day.
I can rage multiple times a day, guys, so I don't know what your problems are.
I need to take a nap. I don't have much magic left.
Not here. We've got to move on first.
Yeah, I don't think
Um,
we should stop where the ground can eat us.
Oh, actually, we didn't discuss this. Am I damaged at all, or?
You are. There was definitely like a bit of a tussle before like you got knocked out.
Half?
Sure.
Okay. So yeah, who else looks hurt in the group?
I was literally just about to ask what he looked like. I was waiting for his health
Basically-
to go down.
Nope.
Basically, everybody's looking fine.
Okay.
The threat of that encounter was getting pulled down, not necessarily damage.
All right.
Joe's gonna walk over to the Dragonborn, put his hand on his shoulders, and you're gonna feel warmth as I do lay on hands of all 10.
Okay. Lay on hands. I need 38.
He's gonna give you 10. That's all I can do.
Oh, 10. Okay.
I need more.
Sorry, I
So
thought he said
ungrateful.
level 10, not of 10.
Oh no.
Apparently
And
I just
that-
blurted a whole bunch of stuff into there when I typed in the new hit points. Weird.
And that part's different. Recalling, you only fought with him once, but
I was jumping all over
Definite-
the place.
he definitely was not a paladin. You're
Yeah,
very
well,
aware of this skill set.
Well,
I think
thank you. I can get the rest from here, and then I'll use some of my lay on hands.
I think
Sure.
if I remember correctly, the only quote unquote spell you saw him use and miss miserably was a guiding bolt. That was so
Why do I even cast magic? I'm so bad at
I'm
it.
just gonna go walk up and punch it.
Mhm.
So that's,
So Dyer kind of looks around and is like, so what's the play? Hold up. Margot,
Yes?
you haven't. What did you see?
I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm not even rolling insight.
Of course you do.
Yeah.
You're, for a spy, you're a terrible liar.
All eyes on Marco.
What are we dealing with here? Do you have any idea?
We're dealing with walking faster away from this area so I can take a fucking nap.
Listen, I'll give you a piggyback ride. Hop on, and you can tell us everything.
Walk and talk. Let's go.
Yes.
Troll's just staring at you.
It's a plant being, if you had not picked that up before.
Right, that made you vomit?
It's
Aw,
hungry. It's hungry.
it's hungry for people because
Everything?
you know, Margot, when I was falling, I'm pretty sure I saw bodies down there.
I think it seeks out magic and power, which might be why our friend, this lovely dragonborn here, was grabbed. Because he's magical.
So again, I want to ask.
There is a massive power source below this, like below the city. Massive magical power source that it's currently feeding on.
That you just lit on fire multiple times and then decided.
I
to
did not. I did not even get close.
You did fireball it.
It was like easily
Multiple
500,
times.
700 feet away from where I was firing. Very far. It was beneath the ground, and I did not even get close to the
But you
dragon
wanted
board.
to touch the thing that we all beat up on.
I wanted to see if it could be useful.
Okay, and was it?
It could be if directed appropriately with the appropriate measures and means.
And not punching and lighting it on fire. Okay, you know what's really
No,
bad? When
I
Yaslin's
declare
being
that-
rational about this.
Listen. The only problem I have here, I'm a little impulsive. I'll admit it.
A little.
A little?
Okay, I'm impulsive. If it stares at me, I'll probably hit it. But I also sometimes take into account threat level. Sometimes.
Did I? I got the proper appropriate assessment of the threat level.
And is it a danger
Doctor.
to us? Is it
Also-
a danger?
As long as you don't fuck with it, it won't hurt us.
Side
Let's
note-
keep walking.
As Dro walked
We
by
already
Leo, he just
do
grabbed the
it.
back of his shirt and started pulling.
Hey, what? I was busy.
Come on, that's cool. Walk and talk. Let's go.
Fine. Listen.
Listen,
Everyone else-
there's something down there eating magic, I think. I'm not quite
Doing-
sure.
And you hit it with
Is
magic.
it-
Yep.
Is it like an our problem type of thing, or is it like a we could maybe just walk past it type of magic?
So it is
Is it our problem or not our problem?
it's not our problem unless it hunts us, or unless you want to be goody two shoes and do-gooders and hunt it down and stop
let's just
from
add
eating
that
all these
to the
magic
list.
people.
And after we have maybe pissed it off, do you think there's a
Maybe.
chance it will hunt us?
I think we are not the most appetizing power source available compared to what I saw down there.
Okay, then we're going to continue
So we leave.
walking. Yeah.
It will continue to eat magical peoples of this area.
Well, then maybe we put
So we
some
should definitely
warning-
set up guard at night.
Yeah, we'll set up guard. We'll maybe do people a favor and set like little warning posts that say magical eating plants ahead. Do not enter.
I don't know how far it stretches, or if I feel like it can move, it only located itself here because of that power source. I do believe that there was some sort of advanced society, like Dolphin mentioned before, of robots and such, before the plants came and took over.
Right, the robots
I
that
think the
Yasmin
plants
decided to punch.
devoured it.
Do
They
you
devoured the magics within it.
do you know how long did you get a gauge on the power source? Like how long
No,
that
but
thing's going
I
to
don't
last?
know if it's getting stronger because of the power source. I don't have a gauge of what it was when it originally came.
Okay.
It may be getting stronger. And it is not far from the Ripple Mountains. Which
We should send a message to the people and let them know.
it's a good idea. They have a Kirin that can take care of this.
I don't know if the Kieran can take care of it or if this
Maybe we
thing's
don't
just
send the
going to eat
message
the
until we're
Kieran.
like in Aurora's rest though, because if we send a message now, they might task Dro with taking care of it.
All
and
you're
that
gonna
takes
hear
time.
under Dro's
And then
breath,
the-
when Margot says when we make it to Aurora's Rest, you're just gonna hear Dro, if we make it.
Well,
We will make it.
why are you being so pessimistic?
I'm just going to say, the farther we go, the more dangerous it gets. Aurora's
Mhm.
Rest is nice. The outskirts, not so much.
More
We've got to get to a city, get an airship, and try to take a safer route.
We don't know if there's any city between the Ripples and Aurora's rest. Unless, Corin, do you know if there's a city with an airport?
Margot's flying first class.
oh
Mhm.
my god.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Corin,
100 gold.
yeah, go ahead and roll a history check. And
Do I
this
know?
is your this is your neck of the woods, Corin. So
Okay.
go ahead and do that at advantage. Dro.
We're still in the forest. now.
No. I think we talked about it. You took a boat.
Right, yeah.
I got a 14. Because history's not my thing.
Same.
Right, but blacksmithing is.
Mhm.
And there's an interesting town not too far away that is very good with metal and gunpowder. It's a little further up on the coast, but probably only a couple of days away. You might be able to get something there. You've never been there, but you know of its general location because of your fascinations.
I'd pass that along. Be like, I know of a place maybe 2 days from here, give or take, down on the coast. Good metal for smithing. I've had stuff shipped in from there. Also dealing with other more exotic things such as smoke powder and whatnot. Might have access to an airport.
Dothbird hops over to Seamus, and he takes his wings, goes like this, one down on the ground and one up, and the head cocks to the side and looks at him.
Or we could just take a normal ship from there if we're going to the coast anyways. Either way, we could avoid a lot of walking.
What is it, Dolphin? The Timmy fell in the well.
Who's Timmy?
Oh my god.
Dolphin does not move his body. It stays that way.
Are you pointing at something? Are you pantomiming a tent? Or lean-to? Do you want to camp here?
Can you fly us
Dolphin
all?
moves the wing slightly closer, the wing touching the ground slightly closer to Seamus.
I think he wants you to get on. That's a smart bird pet you have.
It's Dolphin. Yeah, he's a druid.
Oh, okay. I haven't seen him in his normal form. I thought it was a pet companion. My apologies, Dolphin. And I'll like pat some of the feathers.
Like a pet, pet.
Well, it's like I'm trying to shake your hand in apology, but you don't have one, so.
Morgan, do I know how far left we have to travel to get to Aurora's Rest from where we are?
Yeah, give me a history check there.
As I said, have I
Or-
heard of Aurora's Rest?
No, this one is probably survival.
Can you
Yeah,
say
go ahead
this?
and roll a history. Yeah, you can do that. Go ahead and roll a history, Corin.
Dolphin, nod for me once if you want me to climb on board.
The eagle nods.
I will walk up the wing and stand on your back using my spider climb so I can just serve you.
Yes.
Once I feel him in the center of my back, I'm going to immediately just shoot up into the air with, my great big wings just grabbing the wind underneath.
And Seamus is just sitting there, like, perfectly standing straight, like, the whole time.
He looks a little nervous up there.
It doesn't
So-
always look like that.
We'll
To
go ahead
go.
and climb into the air, and leave the group relatively far below us. And my goal is to traverse maybe like a mile ahead of where we were initially going, seeing if we
Mhm.
could see as much as possible of the landscape in front of us.
Okay,
Perhaps any
both,
movements.
Okay, both Doffbird and Seamus, give me perception checks.
Ooh.
Doffbird, go ahead and roll again, because it's visual perception, and you've got advantage. Keen sight. Okay, so the 24. Seamus, you see kind of like more of the same for pretty much as far as you can see. You do see like a storm kind of brewing in the east, like thunderclouds. You can look back and see just the barest bits left of Ripple Mountain. It's a range. And you know that it like kind of comes from that like almost southwesterly position and goes up to a northeastern position. You can see the angle of them.
I can see our spa from here.
Doffbird, you see same things. With your what do your elf eyes see? Keenness. You can see all the way to the ocean, which is still probably a couple of about a days away or so. If you were to kind of like veer like a hard northwest, you see kind of a ridge line following all the way up. You do spot like a couple of little settlements around from very high up. And one of them in particular has kind of a black haze around it. Also, you see that same storm. Dolphin, give me a nature check.
Oh, that was almost decent.
It's almost decent. You look over and you see that storm, and there is something about it that scares you. And as you kind of like looking around and take a closer picture, you see a very, very tall tree in the center of the storm. And there's a part of you that wonders if it looked back at you.
I'm going to be ballsy. I'm going to make a mighty eagle screech and just, loudly screech while overhead.
Okay. Intimidation, showing off. What are we going for?
Just being loud.
Okay, not a problem. Very loud. Seamus probably has to cover his ears.
You can see the spa too, then.
So
your caw echoes out across the ruins and the mountains and the grass, and you hear. After the echo fades away for probably 3 or 4 seconds, you see a flash. Or you don't hear it, but you see the flash. You get a response in thunder.
take that, God! I'm an eagle now. So from Ripple Mountain, with how far we've gotten, how long do you think it would take for me to fly us back? Or rather, us being me and Seamus.
It's a few days journey, like burning all your polymorph or all your wild shape. Because wild shape still only like lasts for, is it an hour? Or no. Wild shape is different than polymorph. Polymorph only lasts an hour.
It's like something like as many hours as your druid level, or like a quarter, or something weird. There's some calculation to it.
I think it was like maybe 8 hours, maybe like 8 to 12. Hold on, hours.
You can stay in beast shape for 4 hours before reverting back. So it's half of your level.
Half your druid level.
So even with that, so you'd be able to fly for 8 hours a day. You could make it back in about a day and a half.
This would be too long.
I mean, if you fly and then you walk, after you run out of fly time, you could make it in in a very long single day. You guys have traveled a fair amount. We just time skipped it.
Yeah, we're running into new things often. Would he care? That's a good question. What is the nearest village? How far does it look like it is from us? And is it the one with the black cloud around it, or haze?
No, it's not the one with the black cloud. It looks it is essentially like a near coastal village, and then the black haze is like a little further up, maybe like another half day's walk sort of deal. So from where you guys are at, if you just beelined it to that space, to that village, it'd probably be about probably around another half day or quarter day.
Okay. I guess the last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get a little bit closer to the ground, and I just want to scan in an area directly beneath us to see if there's, large, medium, or if I'm that capable of small creatures that might be approaching the area.
Okay. Yeah, give me another set of perception. Okay, 24. From where you're at, you see some of those little spirity things. You see a couple of new forms that you haven't seen before that seem to like live in this, but they seem like you see some like kind of funky looking sheep. But nothing that seems to give you concern that anything is like coming to you.
Awesome. Alrighty, then I'm going to go ahead and take us back down and land. And as I land, I will wild shape back into dolphin form. Naturally,
While
once
he
you
was
hop off
flying
my back.
around, Margot would have asked the group, "So does anybody know how to remove a magical brand?"
Excuse me?
Yeah, take a look.
She just turns her left shoulder. I don't know, Morgan, whatever it looks like now.
It looks like you know what? One of my day jobs is being an arborist, so let me just like check myself. So it's like a bunch of just like jagged random scratches. I mean, these are little ones. I usually have more awesome wounds. But it just looks like you just got raked, and they're like they kind of crisscross, and they go up and down, and like they've got kind of some random patterning to them. It's just like a more intense look of as if you like scraped yourself against a tree. But there's instead of it just being like a red, like a light pink or like a light red, it looks like almost like you could see like the blood about a quarter inch below the skin. Almost has an effect like you're looking at a red gel.
We could wait for the druid. I just figured I'd ask.
What
I
did
don't-
you do?
Nothing.
That's the lie. Listen, the injuries on my body don't just magically appear.
I am sorry about that. I told you it would hurt. I was trying to catch you. But I
I'm
did
not
help you
upset
afterwards.
about that. I'm asking about you, not me.
I love that my two barbarians are talking about this. I have a physical barbarian who pushes the physical buttons, and I have a mental barbarian that pushes the mental buttons. This is great.
John totally does not expect this to work, but Corin is going to try using 5 of my my lay on hands to remove disease or poison type thing. Completely not expecting it to work, but you never know. And
I'll take the 7 hit points to bring me back to full, but
What did you do?
Yeah, you go
she's
in.
gonna message Dolphin. I think we need a druid down here. Or my link with
I have one
Dolphin
other
as he's
thing
flying
to
back.
try, but it also
It-
might not work.
It does not stick. There doesn't seem to be any poison associated with this.
Yeah, it's poison or disease or whatever is what that was
Mhm.
for. And then I know it specifically lists the conditions, but you never know. I've got a lesser restoration I'll use up.
Okay, remind me what's on the list for lesser restoration.
Basically, it can remove one disease or condition afflicting the creature. The condition can be blinded, deafened, paralyzed, or poisoned. Again, John's not expecting this to actually do anything. I'm just trying to help out my new friends.
Yeah, totally get you. And it does not latch on.
She's gonna look to the giant eagle flying back.
You still haven't answered the question, Margot. What did you do?
I did. I tried to save you after you kicked the stone.
Okay, but that doesn't explain that. I asked about that,
Yes, it
not
does.
about me. I know I kicked a stone, and I know I actually didn't make the floor fall beneath us. That was the wood
I
rope.
was trying to save you.
And I appreciate it. So could you please be a little informative? Do you not know what has happened to you? Is that it?
I believe I have been marked somehow by these vines. Which is why I asked if you could help. Maybe Dolphin can when he comes back.
Dyer sits down, begins writing in a journal.
My
Useless.
people are pretty attached to nature. Do I have any recollection of instances where nature has been a little more pissed off at people than usual and has taken vengeance on them?
Oh yeah. Like, you don't even have to roll for that. You know that with sometimes when their bonding quest fails, I mean, we talked about this a little while ago. There's several different
Yeah.
versions of what could happen. But most of the time, it's like you fail to bond with your beast that you chose, it eats you.
Yeah, usually it kills you. You die. Okay,
Mhm.
cool.
Plants, though? Plants is certainly not your people's specialty in that regard. I mean, they use them for other reasons.
Yeah.
But especially not Yaslin's area of expertise.
I don't know. You've pissed off a plant. Like, it's a miracle you're not dead. That's all I have to say.
Mind Link with Dolphin as soon as he gets within range.
Yeah, cool. Dolphin
Which
comes
I
back
think
down,
he can respond
reverts,
as an eagle. Anyway.
reverts down to his other form. Oh, so he reverts down. What does Dolphin look like?
Yes. Would you like to show the picture? Ta-da! Alrighty. So Dolphin is a sea elf, and he is he's a boy who really enjoys the ocean, and he definitely looks like it. His skin is a little bit dried from all of the time that he spent off in the ocean, in the salt water. And then he is currently wearing a interesting breastplate that is made entirely of, or nearly entirely of bones.
I forgot I gave you that.
Yes. So he's wearing a breastplate nearly entirely of bones. Let me see if I can pull up. I wasn't thinking about this for some stupid reason.
Did you happen to get that from a bone whelk?
No.
I believe I've only traumatized you and Troy with bone whelks. I have not done it to the rest of them yet.
So this is
It
Dolphin.
will
before-
happen someday.
This is Dolphin before the bones. Generally, he carries a spear with him, and then he's got a bag that has a lot of books in it. It looks like it is constantly just weighed down. And though he wears armor, you can tell that there's practically nothing underneath the armor. Oh god, the chafing. His hair is kind of a spiky, sun-kissed, salt-kissed blue. It's a little bit darker than the rest of his body. He's got a necklace around his neck, and in the center of it is a glowing pearl. And in the bone armor, just beneath the necklace, there is a jagged tooth, and for the rest of the party members, this is new to Dolphin's clothes that he's been wearing. There's a jagged tooth that kind of just takes this centerpiece and connects it together. Dolphin also has a headband that kind of holds back his spiky blue hair from falling into his face. This headband appears to be made of bone. And then he also wears a ring right here. Not quite middle finger, but almost.
Ring finger on the right hand. Yep.
That's right. And then he's also got earrings. From him, he's kind of an average height, probably around like 5'10". He seems relatively young, definitely past his teenage years, but not quite into like middle-aged, somewhere in the middle of that area. And his eyes are kind of like say like an Athena grayish light blue. He seems to be constantly thinking or deep in thought. And especially now as he transforms, Corin, he gives you a very uncertain look. Not uncertain as in he doesn't know you and he doesn't know if you're going to be good or bad, but just an uncertain look of, it seems as though he's trying to piece a few things together in his mind.
Well, it is
Also,
nice to properly meet you, Mr. Dolphin. It seems your friend here, though, seems to be marked. Perhaps you have better restorative spells than I do.
Yeah, sorry, I should have listened to you, Dolphin, about the fireball. I think something happened.
Just
well-
stares at Margot when she says
Oh,
fireball.
Listen. You know, here's the funny thing. I feel like I do a lot of dumb shit, and like
What's
the
one?
the actions to consequences like balance is like my actions are up here and the consequences are here.
What are you saying about my consequences?
What?
I'm saying your consequences seem much more dire than mine when I go kicking things.
When did looking at Yaslin? When did our roles switch?
What?
You were the one that was more worried about the actions I did and the consequences. When did that switch?
I don't
Eh,
know.
This is unfortunate that this has happened. We all make mistakes.
This is a
and
problem!
It
Oh,
sounds like a
yes,
mistake you've made.
I do believe that this is a problem. This is not a very good thing that this happened. But I do also understand that sometimes messing with nature, bad things happen when you do so. Generally, I'm a lot more worried about the animals, but plants coming from the ground and trying to kill us is, I don't know, a means for defense. Using a fireball in this situation is
Save Yaslin.
probably not a bad idea.
Okay, but this mark seems like a problem.
Oh, yes, I might be able to do something about that. I know a little bit of magic that might
I
be
hope
able
so.
to do this. Do you happen to know the source of this mark? Whether or not it is magical or just like, I don't know, tattooed on your skin?
Definitely magical.
No.
It had a like reddish orange eyes, I think. Plant-like being.
Your mark
She
has
says,
eyes.
not looking at Dro.
Question: when she says that, Morgan, is this similar to what Dro saw down in the volcano when he made the deal with the Kieran and that figure that showed up above Echo, or is this totally different?
Based on Margot's description, it doesn't sound the same.
Okay. We'll know every time Margot looks away, Dro purposely gets in their line of sight.
Joe's like moving around in a circle around the group at this point.
Corin's like, what the fuck is wrong with these people?
Dolphin's going to walk over, and he's just going to go ahead and look at the mark. Can I roll an Arcana check to see if I can try and figure out how powerful this magic is?
I mean, I know a little bit about branding, as you can see from the tattoo, but it's not good when it happens against your will.
Yeah, most branding is against people's wills in the first place.
This is
Think of all
not
of the
the
poor
truth.
animals.
Speaking of against people's wills.
Oh.
Duffin. You get the same sense of fear from that mark as you did from the storm in the sky.
Mm-mm.
Uh,
Proud of
Oh,
you.
Margot.
Dolphin's eyes are going to widen a little bit, and then he's just going to look up from Margot's arm and just peer into her eyes and go,
Yes?
"You have done something very, very bad.
I did no such thing.
Okay.
We are in great, in terrible danger."
Oh, all of
Yes.
Excuse me? The
Do you
vines are beneath the
remember
ground. As long as we keep walking, it's fine. What are you talking about?
when we first met, you were running away through the dreamscape, being chased by things that wanted to eat you.
Yes, they still exist. You guys don't come into my
Yes.
dreams every night, but
I am, Dyer will like this. I am drawing a parallel between these two situations.
Oh,
It appears as though you have grabbed something else that I do not know if it wants to eat you, but it certainly probably does not like you. And here's how I know.
Margot.
wait. I have a plan. I have an idea. Trust me. Promise me.
Dro's gonna turn to
Trust
Dyer and
me.
be like, don't even say anything.
We just need to find a
Oh,
graph.
no.
We need to find a graph. That's all we need. We need to find a graph before this thing finds us. That's what we need to do.
No, he's
Oh,
absolutely right. I am loving this.
Margot.
there is
We need
one
to
last
find a
thing
graph.
that I can do.
Corin, have you seen any graphs nearby?
What is the graph going to do? Are you going to
The
just
graph
throw
is
us
going to give me
away?
an access path to divert their being to the dream plane to eat quarry, which is what I may have showed it.
Before we do anything about switching between realms and planes, allow me to try this and see if this works. And he is going
Please.
to cast Dispel Magic.
Oh.
Oops.
Ooh, wow.
Fun fact: they cut that from Baldur's Gate because it was gonna literally double the size of the game.
Yeah.
Essentially, because you could dispel a lot of shit
Yeah.
in that game.
So
Mm-hmm.
they had to like have like alternates for everything that was magic based.
They
Jeez,
just
that's
said no
wild.
thanks.
Hey.
So I cast it at a 3rd level because I had to use my elemental and watery sphere to save people at a 4th level. So
Hey, checking a thing.
Margot immediately explodes. Everyone takes about 60,000 points of damage.
Mhm.
Don't worry, as I said, I have 4 backup characters just for this character in this world already.
Listen,
Saving Private
though.
Ryan. You guys are on a Saving Private Ryan mission to make sure the rest of Margot's
Mhm.
siblings survive.
Yeah, listen, Margot. Like, I know I don't always learn my lesson. I don't think I ever probably will on certain things. But have you learned your lesson here that maybe talking to things is not a good idea?
She's staring at Yaslan. She jumps in Corin's head and she's like, in Corin's head, you hear, they have an issue with what I do, like what you do, talking in heads. I recommend don't doing it without asking permission. They get very sensitive about it. If you haven't
Heads up.
noticed.
Dolphin's going
You
to
didn't
respond
hear
to
anything I
Yaslin.
said, Margot.
I heard you, yes.
Oh, you're
Dolphin, you reach out and cast your dispel magic. Sorry, there is something I need to check.
Dolphin's going to say to Yaslin, "Yeah, but conversations must be had. This is how we learn things."
They can be out in public for us to talk.
And
So
not-
how far away is this threat? You saw Dolphin? Because I thought it was just the vines underground, and they have a like substantial power source they're already devouring. So I thought we were safe.
There is a lot of stuff that is around us that is a large threat. But as for what I saw a big tree surrounded by a whole lot of dark clouds. I also noticed off in the distance there was a little village, and past the village there was another village with like a dark haze over that one too. As of right now, it does not seem as though there are any beasts or flying animals or large creatures or monstrosities or anything like that that are currently traveling across the surface towards us. Oh,
This
jeez.
tree had the yellowish, orangish, reddish eyes. Not quite a mouth, but kind of a mouth. A
Why
little
would
bit
a
of
tree have eyes and a mouth?
Marco,
Did he see what I saw, Morgan?
No.
Mm.
Too far off even for his eagle eyes.
Okay.
Okay, so I've got my answer. Dolphin, roll me the associated arcana check, please.
I'm gonna fucking die.
Roll high, buddy.
Oh,
Not
shit.
that.
It's time to use the inspiration. Alright, 16.
Okay. You reach in to the magical space there. Oh boy.
My fingers melt right off.
Oh boy. Okay.
This game, let's go.
As you reach in and start to like mess with it, the nature of what this is, it's not a normal type of magic. Yeah, it makes sense that remove poison and disease and stuff didn't work. This is a curse. And as you oh god. As you start to unravel, also give me so as you start to unweave it, do you want to try to understand it at all, or are you just trying to pull it apart?
Search for knowledge. There's a 0% chance that he would not try to understand it.
Okay, so give me a secondary arcana check to decipher it.
8.
8. All you know is that you don't know how it works, but you know what it does. The tree is, and you, based on what she's describing and like kind of what you saw and everything, you are distinctly aware that that tree knows exactly where you are. And as you rip it apart, it does break. The DC was 15.
Oh, Zaw.
Oh,
Inspiration, OP.
Mm-hmm.
Thank God.
Quit
And
touching stuff, Margo.
And as you rip it apart, the storm far off explodes with lightning and thunder.
do we hear it?
And it is, oh yeah, it is pissed.
Guys,
Ooh, we need to know. We need to know.
And
We need
the-
I
to
don't know. Yeah.
For about for about 100 feet in every direction, the ground lifts up
No, 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 no.
and begins to drag towards the storm.
Okay, guys.
And that is where we are going to end it for tonight.
Why do you guys have to go pissing off nature?
Can I